How come you're not wearing your EO merch?
He switched it to Nike.
He put it on and said, "Nah, fuck this shit."
No, you know what it is? Honestly, all jokes aside, it's the fit. It fits baggier.
Oh, okay.
This is and I wanted the pink to show because of where I was before this.
And who wanted the bag gear when I said that you don't need the bag gear?
I don't know my weight loss journey was going to be as successful as it's been.
Look at him blaming his weight loss journey.
I told him I knew what size to give him, and he told me no. I need this is what I need. This is the type of, you don't have this kind of size.
I was at a point where I was at the club the other day, and another big dude. You know, big dudes they show love and respect. I knew I was losing weight when the other big dude looked at me and was like, "You left me." He's like, "Bro, you're losing weight." So I knew I got to keep at it.
You left me is crazy.
I told you, and these they fit bigger, so
yeah,
you should have.
No, I'll keep at it. I'll have to re-up again because I plan to continue to lose for another year at least.
What size is that?
What I'm wearing right now?
Probably 3.
It's a shrunk 4, to be fair.
Yeah, see, that's what I figured. I thought it was going to be a 4.
Yeah.
And it's Nike. Nike made in China, depending on where you are on the spectrum.
My hat goes with his sweater.
That's what we doing.
So let's not bury the lead. Did those women go to space or not? No, because
I believe women.
Oh wow!
I know you do.
You know who do?
I know you do.
Who, me?
Yeah, you definitely believe women. You're definitely a I believe women guy.
Okay,
but I believe women.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying that's his identity.
But why do you think that specifically?
Like a woman can tell you anything, you go with it. The same way you're enamored with Mariah Carey being a celebrity and thinking that
whoa.
Did I miss that part? Life to be
that Mariah Carey is not a celebrity?
No, remember he's like, can you imagine being with a girl and have an inside joke with her? Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I remember, but I don't remember what the premise of the actual argument was. Not because you just brought up celebrityism and
yeah, he's just enamored with women.
Oh,
I think the premise.
We love women.
I think the premise was that
he's enamored with
them. The kind of inside joking that they were having. I was leading it to if the men that kind of watch on the sidelines of relationships are waiting to make the right decisions that the last guy messed up with. That was right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, great, but right? Not really. Yeah. You ever been to the club and you see a girl you haven't seen in a long time and you tell yourself, don't message her, hold it. Because y'all used to rock.
Don't message her while you see her at the club.
Don't message her at the club. Say what up. Do not message her after. Don't ask how she's been. Don't say, yo, let's catch up. Hold it. Fight it, right?
No, they're waiting for you. They're waiting to see if you're going to do that. Because they're waiting to see
if you break, right?
Yeah.
Percentage-wise, how many times do you break?
Very low.
Very low, right?
But I've done it. I'm not going to cap and say I didn't. And then
according to you, I must do it 100%.
I regretted it every time.
Because I'm enamored by women.
I regretted it every time.
I don't think any man has ever felt good knowing he broke. Because she looked good, but you're not talking. Y'all know why y'all not talking. Mm-hmm. You probably know that it was she was the last one to not reply.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
It's always that she was the last one to not reply.
She's the last one.
You have no business messaging this girl being like, yo, so nice to see you, Ray, why you look good.
Was it nice to see her?
Fam?
I'm asking a simple question. I know I'm enamored by women, but was it nice to see her or no? I'm asking a question. Just follow me here. Was it nice to see her?
What is nice to see
My thing is that I don't want to say it was nice to see.
Wait, what's nice to see someone?
Because if I say it was nice to see, if we were rocking,
you just mean they look
we're not rocking no more, and I say it was nice to see you, you know that whoever I'm rocking with now ain't shit, or I don't have nothing. Because if I had something, I wouldn't hit you. That is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about looking like an ain't shit nigga because why is this guy hitting me? I haven't talked to him. You know how girls be. I haven't talked to him in months. I hate that I know I'm in the group chat. I haven't talked to him in months. And girl, he hit me. I knew I was looking good, but I don't know I was looking that. I don't like being a fuel to all that.
Well, you're gonna be a fuel to all that whether you like it or not. That's just gonna be that's just
how come I want to be women's fuel?
Gatorade.
Well, how do you know that you're? How do you assume that you're not? It's just because you don't know.
I don't think girls have poker faces. I know when I'm woman's fuel.
Ask Lady Gaga that.
When a girl men send messages by DMs. Girls send messages by emoji responses and likes on pics.
And the way that they look at you very subtly.
Or when the close friend starts watching my stories that never watches my stories, I know what's going on.
Yeah, it's being sent back to the lieutenant and sending it back to the general.
So I understand the recon.
I'm a cop, I'm a lieutenant.
So that you know that it happens then on the other side.
Well, no, because I'm just going off the conversation of being enamored by women, and I guess I'm not necessarily immune to that either.
Yeah,
I don't think any heterosexual male is.
I think a lot of heterosexual men hate women.
Yes.
then are they heterosexual?
Yes.
Yeah,
they are.
Because they don't want to have sex with something that's not a woman, but they just don't like them.
They don't like them. They don't want them
So
to be more.
They're annoyed that
they don't want them to make more money than them.
Sexual desires constitute the requirement for a woman, but they don't actually like women.
They don't even like talking to women. They don't even like talking to women.
So are they heterosexual?
Yeah, they are.
But
because it's their sexual preference. It's their
it's their sexual preference.
Yes, their sexual preference, but they're just
using a woman
robots.
Just for the fact that you know that you have to get whatever gratification. That does not constitute being a heterosexual male.
I know some dudes who rock with women because of the approval it'll get from other men.
So are those men heterosexual?
Yeah, because he
still only wants to be with a woman.
But he's doing
it's not like he would show up and be like, I'm best friends with LeBron. And
he's doing it because of the reaction he's going to get from the same sex. So does that make him heterosexual? I think in the very definition would actually make him not.
So what would it make him?
The other options that are out there.
No, but what if he doesn't want to be with them? So what would it
make him?
Yeah,
but what you want to be with is not,
what if
doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
He has no desire for that. There's no...
Then his mind,
I think he's
mind
heterosexual.
would never...
I just think he's heterosexual and doesn't like women.
Yeah, he could just be fucked.
Heterosexual but doesn't like women. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take this opportunity to see if you think it's possible to be heterosexual and not like women.
In the context of what I'm saying, I can't even clip this because the context is required.
No. In fact, the lack of context is what's going to get people to actually.
Okay, so what's the line? The line is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I believe
that
there are some men out there that are heterosexual, but I don't think they actually like women.
That are heterosexual that do not like women.
Yeah,
I think that the men who do not like women under any circumstance
are gay.
Are indeed not heterosexual. Hey, there's other categories. I'm just saying that they cannot qualify as heterosexual if that is their mind and thought process. Now, there are people that are in denial about
Let's make a new
lifestyle.
category for them then.
Well, you're free to make many categories.
Yeah,
there's many categories that come every day.
There's always new categories. Yeah, so let's give them.
So what would you call that? What would you call those men who don't like women and aren't
heterosexual is a measure of sexuality. So if this man is going to have sex, he will have sex with a woman. I just don't think he likes women. I think like the essence of women, not the sexuality of it. Yeah. What a woman is, what she represents, the place she holds in our society, what a woman means you have to be as a man. That's a thing that I think a lot of men have an issue with. If that's a real woman, I got to be a real man. If I'm not, then we have issues.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of men that just don't like it. They don't like it at all.
I'll tell you one thing. Women know. They're not under any disillusionment because they talk about that all the time where they can feel that these men do not like them.
I feel like some dudes really be chilling with women like just to get the butt cheeks. I don't care about what you're saying. I don't care about your upbringing. I don't care how long it took you to get ready today.
It's funny that you said some. There's lots.
I'm trying to be.
No,
yeah,
them. No, there's lots.
What percentage of the men would have to be to constitute a lot?
It's up there.
Like I know guys who can consistently chill with a girl, consistently chill with her. Yeah. They don't like her. They don't like what she talks about. They don't like nothing. Yeah. But
they're just trying to get the cheeks.
And I know some dudes where it's like, yo, I can't keep spending time with this girl. I don't like her. The conversation is dry, is dead. I don't care that I can get the butt cheeks. It's not worth my time. I'm not doing this.
Okay, but that's different. Because if you come to that realization, then you know that there's other women out there to satisfy the need of the intellectual part.
You think that men only say no to women that they don't enjoy when they have another sexual option?
Say that again.
You're saying that a man would only
put up with a woman that he has no...
No, I'm going to go reverse. A man only stops putting up with a woman he doesn't enjoy, but will give him the butt cheeks when he replaces the butt cheeks?
Go, you tell me. Is that?
No, I think I do believe there are men out there who will just sit it out. I don't like this girl. She's the one I was rocking with right now. I'm not enjoying it. I look like I'm on the sidelines until I meet somebody. I don't think men always have to have a girl on the go or a woman on the go.
And women can also detect that too when they're being put up with for the time being until something better comes along.
Yeah, but I also think
I'm not basing this off of me being enamored by women. I'm just basing it off of the responses that I've gotten, like that I'm getting. Like they can feel when someone is just a placeholder, and and 9 times out of 10, unless you're providing something to them where they feel like they're never going to get anywhere else, they're going to bring it up in some capacity to you to let you know that that's what they're feeling.
There's niggas out there that don't know how to hang out with women unless it's for sex.
But that's
yes.
But that's
they don't know how to talk to them. They don't know how to speak to them.
But that
they
doesn't
don't
mean-
even want to chill with them. They don't want to have conversations. They couldn't go to like if
We can't just chill.
We can't just chill.
There
have
has
a
to be
conversation.
a
It has
sexual
to-
subtext.
Yeah, because niggas used to make fun of me when I would hang out with you always have so many girlfriends, and you know, like, and I'm always like they would try to clown me about it, and I'm just like I just rather hang out with girls or talk to girls than talk to y'all.
Those men need to get acquainted.
Hanging out
with
with women be fun, bro.
It would be.
Don't get me wrong. Hanging out with men, like I ain't sure time. You need your man time, but bro, hanging out like you and like a bunch of and there's no, but y'all just chilling
or one.
It's fun.
Or one.
Yes. It's
Because
a different type of fun.
Because I don't like that. I don't like that idea either. I don't like that if I chill with a bunch of girls, then it's probably fun. But if I chill with one girl, it has to be sex.
I got it.
Because niggas, they no. But I'm just saying, like they'll think that that's because I'm hanging out with a girl on the one.
It has to be a sex thing.
Yes.
No.
When it's like
I have
no.
homies where
Why can't we
that's
just
a girl? But that's my homie.
It's just we cool.
And it's never been that thing, that line crossed.
Yeah.
I'm hearing about men that she talking to, and I'm not dirty macking. I'm giving real advice. That's another thing that men be doing.
Yeah, no, they do it because they're trying to get the cheeks.
Yeah, they're giving.
Bro, some of the dirty
advice.
mac is nuts. I have a dog. I have a friend of mine
Yeah.
that lent a guy money. So the man owed him. So it's like, I lend you money. Okay?
Yeah.
But then imagine you're talking to a girl that I know, and you're trying to, you know, and she would say, oh, I know Trivelle has money.
Yes.
So then you thinking, oh, she thinks Trivelle has money. He goes, yeah, that guy actually owes me right now.
But you gave me money.
Yeah.
So I'm lying.
Yeah.
Saying that Trivelle owes me money.
Yeah.
To the girl that I'm talking to.
Because she brought me up. So you're like, yeah, I'm using this as an
Oh,
opportunity.
that's weird. That's like triple weird though.
Wait, you're saying the person that you
that's
lent
weird.
money
Like, why
to
would
is
they
saying that the lender owes them money?
Yeah, that's a
I see
dirty
what
man.
he's doing. He's trying to fall. He's trying to get ahead of it before it comes to light that the opposite is
instead
true.
of saying, "Yo, yep, man, that's my dog.
Because
Yo, he's
then
a real
when
one.
you
He's
correct
he's
it,
held me down.
you look like the
so
bad
many
guy.
times.
That's
But
very
now I'm
clever.
gonna
I gotta
make up a lie to make myself look good with a girl that I'm already talking to.
That's the dirty mac.
I get that's really, you know what?
Also, that's weird. Y'all niggas that do that to
How do
girls
women
that you
dirty
already.
mac? I know how men dirty mac. How do women
Well,
dirty mac?
here, someone, since my mic is there's no low end, someone play this to the microphone. This is Tracee Ellis Ross, who recently on Michelle Obama. Shout out to Michelle Obama, who has a podcast. A lot of people asked,
So
why
it's
did
back.
she? Why did
The podcast? Because I remember they were talking about doing a podcast and then it like went away or something.
Bro, I never went away. Her and her brother
Michelle
been doing
Obama,
it, fam.
Michelle Obama.
Her and her brother have been doing it, B.
Oh, it's not new. How
It's
long?
her and
How
her
long have they
brother?
been? Yeah, it is her and her brother.
Bro,
But
like
how long
2
have they been
months,
doing?
3 months, I think.
Oh, so
Okay,
you
why
said
do you make
been,
it-
but
you
that's
make
2 or 3
yourself-
months.
I
Ben,
consider
don't-
that a long time.
Are you kidding me? So you talked to a girl for 2 months? Yeah, we've been talking a long time. How long? 2 months?
Some people do.
Yeah.
He's right.
So you've been going down to the gym. I've been long time gym. 2 months.
Yeah, been is not an adjective that I'm going to define.
Yeah,
in a
been means long
specific
time, man. Been means been a minute. When we say been a minute, we don't mean last week. We mean
I can't if the minutes were
I know,
long.
but we really mean it's been a while. Yeah, that's why. That's the
Bro, take the
trick.
minutes. You
Give
want
me. Yeah, give me.
Here, just play. This is Tracee Ellis Ross on Michelle Obama's podcast, and she says she only dates younger men because of the toxic masculinity in the men her age.
Isn't it crazy how like a
minute.
famous
Said
person?
all of that?
Isn't it crazy that a famous person's mom is more famous than her, but she's famous too? Like that's just that's always
nepotism. Nepotism done
Tracee
right.
Ellis Ross is more famous than her mom.
No, you didn't hear what I said.
Yeah.
A famous person.
Yeah.
Their mom is even more famous than them,
Facts.
and they're a famous person.
in their own right. Yeah.
I just think that's
It's
crazy.
a short list.
Will
Yeah, I
Smith,
don't think
Jaden
that-
Smith.
Yeah.
Who?
Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
He's not even in the stratosphere.
But that's my
Of
point.
who?
It's an example of what you're talking about.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, you're more saying that Tracee Ellis really is famous.
Yeah, she's
but
really,
Diana
really
Ross
famous.
is really, really famous.
Yeah,
I get it.
them ones. Where are those?
Not like famous kid.
Yeah,
Didn't really do nothing, but we know you because you're a
this.
kid.
I want to know this one.
Yeah, because Tracee Ellis Ross is not known for being Diana Ross's daughter. She's known
Exactly.
for being Tracee Ellis Ross, and you're like, oh damn,
And
That-
Maya Rudolph,
Oh yeah, yes. See,
Wow,
that would be
who's
one.
that?
Minnie Riperton's daughter. Maya Rudolph, the girl that's always mimicking Beyonce on
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live,
that-
and a lot of
really?
actors. Yeah,
See, that would be one. That would be in the
That is one of
category.
those then.
yeah, the secret nepotism, but also they're not
I
really
respect
hiding
those
it
ones.
type shit.
Yeah. Don't hide it.
Of a certain
But
generation, is that Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen of a certain generation, or am I taking it too far there?
I think you just
Or am I
said
going
could
John Voight, Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland
And Donald Sutherland.
Yes, those are the ones I'm
Okay,
talking
okay,
about.
okay.
These ones, not Jaded and who. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Jaded.
like-
Jaded,
You know,
come
people
on,
don't know
records.
Angelina Jolie's John Voight's daughter.
No, they don't.
All right.
People are finding out today,
Yeah,
right now.
because he's so pro Trump.
I told someone this like a month ago. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "I had to go show them." Like, go ask Chat. Chat will tell you the truth. Yeah. Okay.
Play what she said.
And she's still bad, yo. Holy
Well,
shit.
hey, that's part of the conversation. So go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
reasons. I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Yes. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracee tale.
But I'm sorry. But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again. I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men.
What do you guys think about that?
Brought to you by my phone and then the Michelle Obama podcast, which, you know, a lot of racist people aren't happy that she has one. So I thought I'd start there.
Racist people be very upset about everything. Like anything that we're
celebrating this whole Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour thing. You see the headlines about that? They've been waiting.
Like, why do y'all so excited about it?
Speaking of which, shout out to Big S the Plug, yo.
What do you do?
Number one country song right now.
Yeah, with that, and it's a good song too.
Bro, it's amazing.
His voice lends very well to country.
The biggest, the largest.
But let's not bury the lead here. So you said,
how do we feel about Tracee? Yeah,
so here's the thing. So Tracee Ellis
Ross
was born in 1972. So that makes her 52 years old. For as long as
why you put her out like that?
Well, because perspective is important, because
she's fine.
She also talked about her life experience, and I think that's the part. So before I even go into that, majority of the internet and stuff like that is shooting negative shots at her.
I heard as expected because
they're saying
it's the new days.
And one of the predominant schools of thought is that if this was a man saying this, you guys would be shooting them down, and it's actually a lot of the time it's actually women saying this, that if the roles were reversed and a man was saying that he's specifically looking for younger because the women his age are of the toxic or whatever the reasoning is, they're saying that it wouldn't be heralded or taken in the same way that she is being kind of propped up in her dating preference. So the thing is,
but that's confusing.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, interrupt. No, I don't mean like interrupt.
No, I'm confused because you said people are shooting at her. And then people are talking shit.
When should I say shooting, I mean negative.
Yeah, people are saying negative. Yes. But if a guy did it, they would also be doing negative too.
But that's the part that people don't quite understand, is that it does happen both ways, and it depends on what your algorithm is feeding you, because you will see both. Like, I've seen both sides of it essentially, and I think you can't see someone's experience. You cannot discount it. You cannot like close your eye to it. Like, if a girl dates 100 men who are terrible losers, who are abusive, and then her conclusion is that all men are this way, you have to understand the perspective of where she's coming from. She's not saying it because she just thinks she's trying to put a blanket statement on a bunch of people, but her experience is 100% that men are this way. So in the same token, if she's saying she's someone who's been famous for a long time, I don't know exactly when her fame or her ascent,
2000s.
Yeah, I mean, but who knows? Maybe it started from before that, right? You never know for sure, right? But we can speculate that at minimum it started in 2000s.
Yeah,
right. So she's been famous. That show was on for a long time. I'm not sure if it went.
Shout out to Kelsey Grammer.
Grammer.
I'm not sure if it went into syndication like some of those Tops Here shows, but it was enough to where she amassed a fame.
Can we address the elephant in the room of like sometimes these women? Wow, I have to say this properly. I think sometimes these individuals, these women in particular,
the famous ones, or just
no, but women of all types that are in this status, right? She should probably, and we should probably just give the room to let it be acknowledged. Tracee Ellis Ross probably doesn't want a partner.
Well, she said she wants a partner. So are you calling her a liar?
That part might just be BS because you're a woman of means, you're a woman of intelligence, you're a woman of capacity, you're a woman of access.
Yeah.
If you don't have a partner, you don't want one. I'm just real on that.
I don't think that. You
don't have a partner, you don't want one. You've never been married, you have no kids. That's a choice. You're 52 years old now. Like this is not an accident. And when she's talking about at the end of the day, let's not. Anyway,
The point of this is to
let's not reinvent the wheel. Most people who are married and happy, they're most again, not all. They're falling into an archetype that's been pretty much set for a few thousand years.
Which is,
bro, this is kind of how you do it. Which is, if you're a man, there's certain stuff that you're supposed to do to let your woman feel very comfortable about the exchange. It's like when they say when you come to a job, you exchange some of your rights and freedoms for the security of a job.
Yes.
When we live in society, we exchange some of our rights and freedoms for the security of police and the fire department. When you get into a marriage, on both sides, men and women, you're exchanging some of your individual rights and freedoms
to be in
a relationship, but in exchange for something.
Yeah.
So as a single man, there's stuff I can do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to answer to nobody. I'm not accountable to nobody.
Yeah.
When I get into a relationship, there's stuff I cannot do.
Yeah.
Then there's stuff I cannot do without the consult of my partner.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm exchanging those rights and freedoms, but it's in exchange for something. I'm getting something for that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the same for women. And I think that the best sense and feeling of that exchange, when I talk to people, is in the traditionalness of that. So no, it's not that you're a prize. I don't think women should see it as a negative thing. It's not that you're a prize, but I have to work to deserve you.
Okay.
So I don't want to say, oh, you're a prize, but yeah, I have to deserve you. I have to work to deserve you. If you're Tracee Ellis Ross and your girlfriend, I gotta kind of be a man of a certain level
to talk to her,
to even chat to you. And because there's not all men at that, because it's not one size fits all and any two will do. Yeah, this is a prize level that I'm at. It is a level of the game that I'm at that other people can't be at. And if I am the one that lets you exchange all these rights and freedoms that you have in order to be my partner, and the same with me, we are a prize to one another.
Well, I think what happens too is,
in my opinion,
it's always IMO, right? No, you're gonna say something.
I can't remember anymore. But
I think
you said well.
I think what happens, especially with the men or whatever at her age, are from the school of thought where I don't want to say that, like, a lot of the things that men provide to women, it's being used, and this is just from what women are saying, the things that I'm reading, like, it is being used as a tool of, and this might sound controversial, but a tool of oppression in the sense that because I can provide these things for you, because I can do these things, and because you need me to do these things, there's a hierarchy in this relationship that is being set because I am the provider, because I am the one with means, because I am the one with the success, because I'm the one that is funding your lifestyle. So when you start listing all those things, and then a woman wants to have her way in a particular thing, it becomes no, you can't do that because I'm doing all these things. Do you want to lose these things? And then those things that created this balance in the relationship becomes dangled like, okay, you better do everything that I want or these things are going to be removed. So what ends up happening in her situation, because she is so far in her career, because she has reached this success and she's dated during the time, because I don't believe that she's been single since. I mean, right?
What?
But she's been experiencing men, and she's kind of seeing going into relationships, some that are good, some that are bad. Remember, some relationships are good and they just end because of things, not necessarily that there was something nefarious happening. But I think she's starting to see that those things are being used as a means to set and dictate the equilibrium in the relationship. And she's at a point where those things that certain men, because it's not all men, that certain men try to use as a guiding tool, that's not going to work on her. So it's going to have to be something else.
But then I agree with the internet shooting at her because I agree. If a man said that, it'd be nuts. She essentially says, like, if we're distilling her very nuanced and well explained statement into its slowest and simplest form, which is
but apparently she goes on in detail, and it's not.
She's essentially saying, "I like younger men because I could run them."
Well, yeah, that's
if a man said that, we'd cook him. Now we know that men do that. We know that men pick younger women because they could run them. She's essentially saying the same thing. I don't like if I go to a man my age, I can't run that.
She basically she's saying that.
But we'd also have to be under the guise and understanding that some men are okay with being ran. Like. And
usually, because the younger men because powerful women,
because the power dynamic is typically in the men's favor. The men who want to be run, they won't have a problem with that because they're walking into it. Like even with the Madonna situation, that young black man that she's dating,
isn't that somebody's famous child?
I think you might be right, but I think he's also a dancer or some shit like that. But the fact is, he knows she's older. It's not a secret. Well, potentially. But the point is that he is okay with that, and I think public perception is okay when the roles are reversed because it's not as common.
I think Cher same thing. Doesn't Cher have a young man?
Cher too. So
powerful women, rich women, powerful women.
Because it's not so often, and because it's so rare. Like when we talk in percentage, we just named a couple people. We should not be able to name them because there should be so many where it's like we don't know who to pick. But the fact that we can
from the three.
But why can't we just say the rich old niggas don't want to be with old ladies and older ladies don't want to be with?
That's the thing.
With the reason why I don't agree with that is like billionaires. I can't think of a single billionaire.
Yes.
Other than Elon that isn't married to his wife that's around his age. I'm not saying they don't ride around and get it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, say that again. Yeah.
Please repeat.
I can't think of guys on the billionaires list that are of an older age, other than Elon, that aren't married to a woman close in age.
Is Jeff Bezos close to his girlfriend?
Here we go.
Okay.
Is Bill Belichick close to his girlfriend?
But he said wife because he said wife. That's what I'm trying to figure. Because that's what I was about to say.
The wife thing, though, to me is because that's to me.
So when
you can be my girl.
When they have to,
I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what new age happens.
You can be with anybody.
Marriage is legitimacy. I don't care what nobody says. When you're my wife, it's a different ballgame. When I'm your husband, it's a different ballgame. I believe that.
So we're saying more like if she's young and we're dating, it should be fine.
What's the soccer player?
But when we marry,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, you don't. So you don't like that situation. Like a lot of women are saying that.
I think you should marry her because he loves her. But also he's a man. There's a reason he hasn't. They're okay with it. I'm not involved in the relationship.
But
that's not his kids. There must be something.
But the age thing doesn't apply in that situation. But that was just a
right. But a lot of the like marriage is stability, and I don't know, bro. Like,
but but bringing it back to
how many of these older guys really just have younger women like that? I don't think it's as prevalent as you think.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think it's like that. These guys have their wives that like died or they got divorced, and they're saying, you know what, man. I'm not doing this whole build the empire thing with nobody else. I'm just gonna go right around and get. Yeah, I want a girl I can run now. Bill Belichick is 70.
Yeah, no, I guess it would be a situation.
I want to lay on the beach and do yoga.
Yeah, we'd have to probably look and see.
Okay, we'd have to look.
The various, but overall, with when it comes to Tracee Ellis and the situation, your overall thoughts is what?
I think
that you don't really agree with it. Like you don't
really not agree.
Yeah, I mean,
she could do what you want.
I know a lot. Okay, I'll put it to you this way: forget the gender. It is a common theme that the person with the power in the relationship, the hammer of the relationship, the life experience, the money, the network, the knowledge, the wisdom, wants to run it because they think this will go better if I'm in charge.
And you just think that that's what it's about in her situation.
Like, I think regardless of gender, I think the power in the relationship usually wants to control because they think, especially if they perceive their partner as not as accomplished or not as, it could be emotional intelligence, not necessarily life. But if I look at you and think, man, you haven't done what I've done, you haven't accomplished what I've accomplished, I should probably be the one calling the shots. I think this will go better if I'm in charge. And I think that she's just expressing that. I think that we're jumping at it because she's a woman, but men say this all of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they and women do penalize them for it. It is just interesting when you see a woman like her say it. I think that's what is coming up because it's not often that women
she's 52, unmarried, no kids. She's the perfect candidate to say this. Another perfect candidate.
No,
Oprah. I remember when Oprah said, and I get it. Oprah said I found it hard to get married and fall into the stereotype of what was required.
She had her
it's not like she don't love Stedman, but she's like, bro, I'm not gonna let you run me, fam. I'm Oprah.
But she's with him though, so that's the thing. That's the difference.
I'm not gonna become your wife, so you can start saying that to people like that.
And Oprah's Oprah's 71 as well, so there is a 20.
It's like
a
common,
supposed to get married in like
it's like a common law 90s. Marriage date. It's like
no, she loves Stedman, but. Bro, listen to it. She talked about there's a reason I didn't become his wife. Because even Oprah said, nah, it's different if I'm his wife, and I know that.
And we've talked about
because there's an exchange of rights and freedoms I'm not giving him. Because I'm still Oprah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Me. I'm not doing that.
At that point, because marriage is not what we think it is, and I know we've had this discussion and whatever, it doesn't mean the same thing to everyone in every society, in every economic class or whatever. But to her, when the equilibrium is so different, it's just going to mean something different. So she's not going to look at it the same.
I watched this documentary the other day on Netflix about Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
They asked Martha Stewart, why did you cheat on your husband? And she's like, ladies, if a man cheats on you, leave him. It's over. He doesn't respect you. Remember, Martha up $1 billion. The power in the relationship. So they stopped and said, Martha, didn't you cheat on him? She goes, yeah, but he never knew about that.
Yeah, I saw that clip too. Yeah.
When I'm the power, bro, I think I should be in charge.
Yeah, that's what everyone
and women, they know how to hide cheating better than men. Anyway,
well, we've just discussed that too. They do.
No, generally,
we'll never know if it's happening until they want you to know. Until they use it.
I don't mean that it's not like.
No, they do.
I just mean just generally because niggas is not
men that have multiple partners that live with it and like aren't like consistently getting their stuff thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm. I don't think like Neo.
Their girls just know. Oh, that's what he's on. Just don't let it get out.
Okay.
Oh no, but that's different.
Like for example, I think Kanye and Kim. I think Kim gave the man a hall pass a couple times and just said, "Yo, just make sure it don't."
I don't know that situation. I can't even begin to even understand. One day we'll have a full deep dive on that, but I don't understand what's going on in any of that. It's just so all over the place.
What do you think about what her sister said on that pod the other day?
Ooh,
Chloe.
What did Chloe say?
Oh, they were asking like if she like would you fuck like a man who already fucked with your sister already like years ago? Like would that be a deal breaker for you or not? Because the pool is small in terms of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Yeah.
She said she would have no problem with it as long as like not something that you had kids. She's like that would be
the kids would be
pipe only.
Who?
Pipe only.
If it was like a long time ago, she's like, "What am I supposed to do if she fucked my sister, say Kim, 20 years ago?"
That's how I know Drake ran through that.
So here's a question:
20 years ago, how would like what? How do you feel
about Damon? How do you feel about Damon Wayans dating his nephew's girl after the nephew broke up with her? But apparently he asked. But like
I think that's sick.
And I think the family also
was mad at him about it.
No, I don't know if they were mad at him, but
which
they
nephew?
Definitely had some. I don't know. He didn't say.
So not one that is
the reason why I think. Okay, can I tell you what? Wow, it's gonna be a lot of sexism this episode. I think that's different because as a man in Damon's position, powerful, you have options, bro.
Yeah.
As a woman who's looking to have your equal, not as many options. If you're Chloe, it's hard to find another dude up $60 million in net worth that could come eye to eye. That's not already married at this age.
Yeah.
If you're a man, bro,
there's beer gal.
Bro, there's beer gal, and your range of dating is like 20 years. Like you go, bro, girl 24 will rock with you right now.
Yeah, right now, today, this month.
Up to his, what's he in his 50s?
Who?
Damon? Yeah, probably early 50s.
So you don't have to do this.
Yeah, he does.
I think that's why. To me, I get like you don't have to do this, bro.
Yeah. Yo, when you didn't have to do this,
unless you're telling me the girl is some next girl, but she's probably just a girl, attractive career
but he
woman.
Spoke very highly of her abilities. So no, this is just
okay. 60s, but you know, whatever.
I mean, yeah, 50s and 60s, but yeah. So
yeah,
he's in the 60s.
Yeah, but we were
even worse
before we went to the.
You're pre-knitting. You were pre-knitting.
Well, I don't know what age.
I'm your nephew, and you were pre-knitting.
I don't know.
No, he means pre-knitting, not pre-knitting, but pre-knitting.
Like I brought her around to the cookout, and you looked and thought,
"This girl's been fine, yo. I want to slap it,
brother."
But we know that happens. These niggas, these uncles be looking at.
Yeah, but don't go after her. Just tell me she's bad. I've been there before at the cookout where I saw my dirty Jamaican uncle say, "Wow." I get what that means.
Oh yeah.
He's never gonna circle and say, "Yo, can I?"
Unless he can.
Unless it's Drake, Beyonce song.
Unless he can.
Remember that song?
Yeah. Can I?
Sexy Can I by Youngberg and Ray J.
That's another. I'm talking about the Beyonce Drake one.
Oh yeah, the incomplete one.
That was fire. Was it? It's not. It wasn't complete. Yo, I don't know. The Drake Beyonce records. It's always strange to me. Yeah. Because they're fire. Whatever I hear.
Say you're right,
oh, that's different.
Because they're all
that's
fire.
a different song. Yeah.
They all have fire records.
They're all fire. They should have more. But
and Heated, which was recent. Which is so interesting. Anyway, so we have no addition. So the conversation
do you
started. Want? The conversation started with: did those women go to space? Yes or no? speed round.
Yeah, I believe they went.
I know they went to space.
They went to space. They went to that layer of space that's not space, but it's space.
The problem that people are having is because they saw
went just
when
enough
they
to float.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you know the guys at Red Bull did the jump. Remember when the guy did the jump out of the Red Bull capsule?
Yeah,
and he just free fall to Earth.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, they went there.
Yeah, so
Where they could see the cusp of the Earth.
Yeah, so why is
What's
that not
happening
space?
is because there's a clip that's going around, a behind the scenes clip where
that guy comes to open the door.
Yeah, the hatch gets opened prematurely, but they don't understand that everything is an optic situation. So they wanted to make sure that it was Jeff Bezos, the person who's putting all this money behind it, for him to open it because it's very monumental when it's that versus them
and
just
the fact
opening
that it
the hatch.
wasn't
So
him,
they
it was
closed
somebody
it.
else?
No, because it opened prematurely and then they closed it back and then
So he can come open it.
so that he can come open it. So
was a full
they're using that clip as the reason why the entire thing didn't happen
hoax.
at all.
That's what we live in now. You see Rebel News in Canada, bro. Rebel News is the ultimate embodiment of look into it, bro. And that's a news. That's a news channel.
I understand
Everything
the
is
world
everything.
of conspiracies that has been built because we've been led to believe a lot of things that are not true. But now it's extending to things that have been scientifically proven and understood for so long that now it's just like,
But that's
I'm
the
not going
danger
to
of a
look
lie.
into
One
it.
lie puts all truth at
Under
risk. That's the
microscope.
danger of a lie.
And that's very.
And I can't
and-
say that we haven't been lied to.
No, and
so
we
it's almost
have.
like, yes, you're right. They
Yeah.
have lied, but they're not lying about this. And then the
Yes.
person can come back and say, "How you know that?"
and
And you can show someone everything right in front of their face.
Yeah.
With every fact, every truth, every way of why it is the way it is, and they'll still look at you with disbelief and say, that's not true.
Absolutely.
And what are you supposed to do about that? Because it's now their opinion, in my opinion. No, I don't believe that. No, you're playing. No, that's a trick.
Yep.
No, that's what they told you. No, that's what it's like. All right, well, what am I supposed to? It's tell you the truth in your face with all the evidence,
all of it. Yep.
and still say. So what are we doing? That's the way
the
we.
danger. That's
There's
the
so much
reality.
information
Yeah.
today is the problem, right?
Yeah.
There's so much information we can get it from anywhere and everywhere, and because of that,
everything is just held in this.
they put that there. Yeah, people say, "Oh no, they put that fact there. That's not even really true. You got it off Google. You got it from a book. You got it from whatever. They still say the same thing.
It's so annoying, but it's part of the reality we live in.
I stop arguing with people.
With the excess of information that we have access to now. That's just kind of where
Over access
and overindulgence, over excess. So I know this is this is the weekend that the last Coachella performance is happening. I'm not sure who
was the weekend at the Coachella. Was weekend at the weekend.
I don't think is he performing at this year's Coachella. I can't remember.
You said weekend, so I just.
But
said weekend.
I did want to mention there was a couple of performances that were very
Missy
Elliott, number 2 on the Billboard.
Y'all might have forgot too.
Number 2, because did we do that list here, or was that before, or was the last episode before?
We did so many lists. I don't know if we did
the
this
Billboard Women's Top.
Oh no, we didn't do this list.
We didn't do it.
Nicki Minaj came in at number 1. Missy Elliott came in at number 2, and a lot of people had a problem with Missy Elliott. And you know what? After I did more research before we talk about her performance, the reason why a lot of people had a lot of issue with Missy being at number 2 is because apparently, and I didn't know this, is that Nicki Minaj and Missy had some kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah, beef.
They had some kind of issue, and I think,
and that's why they're mad. Wait, that's why people are mad that she's number 2 because they had issues.
Yeah,
what does that have to do with
there's people.
What does that have to do with the list?
Yeah, we've reached a point in society where someone being number 1 is not enough. They want to make sure that anybody who's close is just nowhere near it, just because of how far they ride with the person they love. And first of all, I would like to preface this by saying Nicki Minaj does deserve the number 1 position. That's
not even
one in my position.
That's not even a debate.
But in number 2, Missy Elliott most definitely deserves to be in number 2. And a lot of people, because there were some things that Nicki tweeted, like when people would say that they liked Missy before this, she was like, "Oh yeah, tell me some of her iconic bars." And she's using it because to her, she doesn't think that Missy Elliott has any iconic bars, which is neither here nor there. That's
a lot of girls on that list don't have iconic bars then.
Okay, so Terrell's right. This is a sexist episode then.
Well, to say if the list of rappers niggas, there'll be a lot of them. I'll say the exact same fucking thing too.
Yes.
My point is we can't use that as
metric
the only reason why somebody shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people I don't remember their bars or their hook or whatever.
Dope,
but I know
whatever.
that. But I understand. Yeah, I understand what they've done, how they impact the records, the tours, the shows, the merch, Like all of it.
Everything.
Like that, because that's what the list is about.
Yeah, and
it's not what it was.
And you have to consider the source. This is Billboard. This is not hardcorehiphop.com. This is
or bars, the top 25 bars, because then we're gonna remove about 15 of them.
It'll be a different
and
list.
There should be people on there that wasn't on there.
Absolutely. But Missy
Why
Elliott,
is No Name not on there?
There you go. But when you consider the list and you consider what you guys, because you guys saw the Missy Elliott performance at there you go. Was she not on it?
No. Unless I'm tripping.
Right. But these, and remember, Billboard predominantly is going to look at things through the scope of commercial success in many guises, right?
So who's supposed to be number 2 if people are arguing about Missy? It's just anybody
who Nicki Minaj doesn't have a problem with, that Nicki Minaj is cool with. That's the Barbs, unfortunately. Sometimes you're talking about the Barbs.
I thought we were talking about like everybody had a bunch of people.
Exactly. And that's what it should be about. It should be like you should be able to remove your bias. Your favorite got number 1, so that should be all you care about. Everybody else, it shouldn't matter. But anyway, you guys saw the Missy Elliott performance, or at least some of it. What did you think about?
What did I think about it?
What did you think?
She reminded me that most of y'all,
say it,
who got the money, who got the budget, who got the clout, who got the name, a lot of y'all can't perform, man. I'll be honest with you.
A lot of y'all can't perform.
A lot of y'all can't perform, and I mean, and I don't mean women only. General. I mean, generally, a lot of you niggas cannot perform, man.
Yeah,
you can't perform. She reminded you. It also reminded me about like, what is the excuse of niggas who've been in the game for so long, and then like their performance is also not good, and then because then we always come up with the excuse like, oh, well, it's because they're old, or because they've been in the game so long, or because they don't. But why is she able to do that then? That's they don't have no new records. Missy don't have a bunch of new records. Missy's not on the charts right now that's doing it.
Absolutely
Missy's not doing features with people that are just like these big names where you're like, but why is her show, why is her performance, why does it look like that? Why does it move like that? And feel like that?
The music resonate like that.
Because she is a true artist, a true creator, a true performer. Yeah. And that's lacking. That is where a lot of artists lack today.
Yeah.
Put on a motherfucking show for us, no matter what. Coachella, bro. I bet some people before they're like, wait, Missy at Coachella? Why? Like, she hasn't put out nothing in. It don't fucking matter.
You better believe. You know,
it don't matter.
I'm starting to, and I told you guys before, and we'll talk about it in detail. Virginia is really probably one of the most insane places musically, and we're gonna have that conversation.
Have you seen that Pharrell the Pharrell Lego doc?
Yeah, he's seen it.
I told you guys to make sure you go see it.
Oh no, because I saw it. So the problem is I saw it before you, because I saw it when it came to the National Film Festival. I think you waited for the theatrical release.
No, I bootlegged it.
So that's what,
I couldn't.
I was at the debut. I have pictures with Pharrell answering questions for us.
Oh my god!
So go ahead,
start,
shit on me.
No, shit on us, nigga.
I'm a defecation
No,
horse.
but there was a segment in the film, as you
shit on us. I haven't seen it yet,
where he's talking about the iconicness of Virginia. Pharrell,
I know.
Pusha.
Yeah, he was
Teddy
telling
Riley
me about
had
it.
a spot out there for a minute.
I was just telling him.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
So that's all I was trying to do. I was trying to.
Where is it on? Where can I watch it?
Agree and
I have the bootleg. I'm sorry, Pharrell, once again.
But if I don't do the bootleg, where is it at? It's still not available.
Yeah, Hulu.
Like Amazon.
Disney, isn't Hulu mean Disney for us? No.
Maybe. I mean, it should be right. Lego,
but yeah, Lego.
Disney,
yeah, because all the Lego. Cartoon. Yeah, all the Batman, Spider-Man Legos is on Disney.
Yeah. But all right. So, but my point is that in something. Yes, and it is a great. It changed the way I look at. And it's going to lead into another conversation I want to have if we have time. But let's get through the other things first. Yeah.
Wow. It says it's on Amazon Prime Video.
No, it's not.
It's on Amazon?
But it's an you got to get an extension.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on which. So it might be one of those, paid extensions. It's not Paramount, because I have Paramount. It's not there.
And it's Paramount.
Oh, I get it. In the word Paramount. Missy Elliott also was one of those people that anytime you saw her name.
Incredible, man.
She is.
She's fine too. She's another girl that reversed she
Benjamin Button on
size, pretty, whatever you want to do. Like she just literally did it all.
And she commented and reacted to some things I said on Twitter, and my week was absolutely floored. I told her
Yeah, yo, he got to talk to Missy. Okay, you was with Pharrell, but he got to talk to Missy. And what, nigga?
A little tweet here. I don't count. I don't count that as nothing.
Dropping, but I don't think we want to do that.
No, I mean, you're number one, man.
See, and that's why I said, you were being facetious when you weren't saying that you.
You guys have all connected more than me. I'm just writing rhymes.
Good rapper.
That's all I'm doing.
But anyway, I don't want to.
What's that movie called again, though? Lego Pharrell. Piece by piece.
Yeah.
And it is on Amazon. Yes.
You're looking at it now?
No plugin required.
So that must be recent then.
It's included with my Prime.
Oh, yeah. It's with Prime. Yeah, I'm watching it. Well, I can play it right now. Look, I'm going to watch it. You guys continue. Pause.
So anyway, my point is that Missy Elliott also is a producer and a writer. She wrote for a lot of those groups.
And a singer.
In the 90s and a singer. And not only that, but she was producing with Timbaland because eventually she started producing on her own. But a lot of those stuff she was doing with Timbaland, which came back to our conversation about how some of these people that are creatively involved in their sound, and sometimes the sound doesn't necessarily make sense at the time, but the fact that it can play 2025 and play at that level and sound the way that it did, I don't know if
I thought about
artist,
that conversation when I was listening to him.
Right?
Like, damn, you might have a point.
It just at least a little bit, which
because Missy in 2005 sounded early.
Yes, very early.
And now she sounds wow.
And now it sounds like this is right. Like it doesn't sound out of place. But there's a sacrifice to that
because Missy wasn't as popping as she probably should have been when she was doing that.
They weren't. Yes, the only reason why she was popping is because of the scope of the game in terms of who they were letting in. It wasn't necessarily.
I mean, once she dropped "Get You Freak On," well, I mean, we know what's happening.
But look how many things came before.
I know.
So many things had to happen. Nelly Furtado had to get on the remix. Like, there's so many things.
That's my favorite.
Holy,
that's my favorite song. One of my favorite ultimate songs of all time.
Yeah,
I feel the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
I sit on hills like no man.
Because so those are the sacrifices that came that allowed her to be able to perform at that level with that kind of music. And I hope a lot of the women artists were. Female rappers, I hate female because when people say female, it's always with a derogatory.
We don't mean it derogatory. We mean it.
I hope that they're watching and looking and learning because I know Glorilla also performed.
She's a dope performer too.
She kind of understands, and I think, and you know what? Shout out to her because once again,
to be honest, most of the women rappers perform better than the men rappers.
They do overall. Yes,
if we're
looking at an overall scope,
yeah.
I would say so. I just remember when JT counted her out and said, "You better go and like before her run, JT was basically talking about how she was better than her and how you better go and work on your artistry and stuff like that." And Glorilla's like JT from City Girls.
They had issues?
Yep, absolutely.
Where
in fact, apparently there was even a beatdown.
JT was shooting.
Apparently there was a beatdown that even happened too.
Between them and Glorilla?
Yeah, but they didn't really publicize. They didn't publicize it as much. But the point is that JT told her, stop being so rough with your voice. Like everything shouldn't be about being rough. Like soften yourself up. And then that was before Glorilla's run. So she literally took her words and said, "Yeah, okay."
She gave her notes.
Yes, but
she used the notes
in a disrespectful way.
Zeus came back and crushed it, man.
So it's just funny.
Like careful when he came through and crushed the buildings.
Oh my god. That's very good. Yeah,
you know, there's a whole line for everything. If you think about it, like if you think about go through life,
yes,
there's a whole line for everything.
Almost for everything.
Yeah.
What was I listening to the other day? And I'm like, yo, okay, and then we'll move on. Renegade, Eminem and Jay-Z. Yeah. When I was younger,
they said Eminem destroyed Jay-Z.
I was a big Eminem fan. Now that I'm an older man,
he did not destroy Jay-Z.
And I guess I have the capacity now to hear and understand the lyrics.
It was just both great artists.
Jay-Z is going nuts.
I know
on Renegade,
but it's because it's because Eminem is white. It's like, how is he doing this?
What's this flow? Like the flow?
Yes.
No, and first of all, you're supposed
Eminem
to
had a digestible flow.
Whose song is it?
And when he did the triple voice thing, like
whose song is it?
Jay-Z's.
And I always tell people the feature is supposed to go crazy, guys.
Because what's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point of
I
having
don't
someone on
want
your
you
song?
to not be crazy on my song.
I felt the same about Patiently Waiting, by the way, when I heard
Patiently with 50 Cent.
I thought Eminem killed on Patiently Waiting, and then I re-listened to him. Like,
that 50 Cent went crazy.
He was doing his thing.
50 went crazy, man. That's a great. Shout out to everybody that got involved in the conversation.
Bro, it made me go home and listen to Hush's Ambition loud.
Woo!
Because I was like,
50 Cent.
I don't think people remember what it was like when 50 just said, America got to thing for this gangster.
Love that Pele Pele. I got his head in the night. So I hustle. That was one of my favorite songs too,
bro.
Yeah.
I remember when I first said, I said, "Oh no, he is," because that's after In the Club. That's after Wankster. That's after Many Men.
Yeah.
He still had more for us.
He did.
Because America got to think for the Jesus.
And he said that because at that point in time,
they're like, how's this guy making money? Why is he running the game?
White America
has a thing for this gangster stuff, yo.
Because prior to that point,
they love that
that's that type of get money music that they don't make, like the hustle music.
No, they don't
hustle.
There were different pockets of hustle music that came up at certain points, and I don't think it has come back in a major way. I think
it has not.
Some of the other, even though we weren't done talking about Coachella, but fuck it.
Sorry.
No,
Jeezy, what was the main thing from
Jeezy is a big hustle music.
Jeezy,
T.I., Ross.
Of course, Ross. Come on. I mean, that's the biggest Russell.
Obviously, Jay-Z's always been.
Jay-Z been the hustle.
Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti, hustle, music culture.
And he's still hustling.
Yeah, and
in a good way.
Yeah, I think after a point in time, it wasn't
hustle
about that.
Went away.
And pointing, case in point, and shout out to him because he's dope. But now they say that it's Boss Man D-Lo that has the Hold on, I like
Wait,
it.
He was here. He was here yesterday.
He was.
Really?
Yeah, he took pictures with top 5 and stuff. No, but
shout him out. He was rocking the Carter jersey. It was all Raptors. I loved it
because that shouldn't be the only hustle representative.
There should be more than one hustler out here for sure. He's the one, but I would say Big X the Plug is a hustle for some odd reason.
Well, then there you go.
Said I really been popping my a whole nother level you playing into the
yo, he's a hustler, man.
He dope. He dope.
I put it out there. I really want to record with you, man.
Yeah,
no, Big X, bro.
Yeah, make it happen.
Big X. Yeah, no, most definitely.
Why is he too expensive?
No, he's independent.
We don't know. He's independent.
But after that
country record, bro.
I know we got to
split up by 4.
Oh shit, he's out here.
He hit a crossover record at his 4th run.
It's called paper. It's called paper bag.
But you don't have to break it down with
It's called brown bag. Yeah, it's called brown bag. Features.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
It's about who connect to who.
I mean, he's been popping this shit at a whole nother level.
Yeah, he dope. The other person before we leave the Coachella, yo, T-Pain.
Oh yeah, he snapped at Coachella.
Thing is, T-Pain. I saw T-Pain at Oshiega last year.
Yeah,
he's nowhere near what he did at Coachella, but just.
But he did well yesterday.
And I was like, oh, he's amazing.
He's crazy.
And we play with T-Pain way too much.
It's
because he plays.
We play with T-Pain.
No, because he plays. He plays.
No, but our era should not even participate in that.
I know we shouldn't.
What we need to do is acknowledge that T-Pain is worth 10% of the music that we remember from our teen years.
He's a god.
In terms of his influence, his production, or even his activity or features.
Yeah. But when you think about the fact that he got a $40 million advance when he came in the game, now you understand the reason why. Like
40 million advance?
Yeah, that was it was one of the most it was one of the most craziest deals in advance world because obviously his splits were obviously bad.
Terrible.
But you can have I will take bad splits if you're going to give me 40 up front.
Because most people, they don't get that.
But if I keep it.
Yeah.
He just ended up being right.
Yeah.
He ended up being worth the money.
But
at the time, you're like, okay. I can even say that. Sure.
Which is why you remember when he was walking around with that big ass chain.
And people are like, how the hell can he?
Because when you have 40 M's and you're given to it gratuitously, even though you got to, pay it back or whatever. But the fact that he even had access to that he had to indulge in some kind of way. But, one thing that people always complain about with T-Pain's music, particularly, is when it comes to club culture, like when they play All I Do Is Win, 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 no matter what. They always they joke and say when they play that song, they know that it's almost time to leave the club because it's they start playing those songs.
That's also cap.
But let me tell you something.
That's very cap, though.
Well, in what way? What do you mean?
I've seen too many videos of too many places that when that song comes out, that's not when people are ready to leave. So
but I don't know mentally, I think they're talking about mentally.
Well, then fine. Their mental and what it looks like in the club is two different things. So you can tap out all you want.
You could have just went to the club on a good day where there was a bunch of.
I'm talking about me I'm not even just talking about me physically there.
Yeah.
Any video that I see of that song playing.
Yeah.
Is people going up.
People complain about that song being played.
They play that. They play that dance hall parties. They play that fucking any kind of party when there's just a few hip hop records that they might even.
That's right.
Expect whatever that one will come on and people. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are we doing?
But
come on. But whatever. Do what
but you know, being a music maker,
and taker.
I start to look. I take what?
No, I mean taker like you
take what? Like Undertaker?
Music.
No, what
like you take in and listen.
Oh, okay.
So you don't take music?
Right. No, I mean, I guess.
The takers, lads, we take.
You know, you're giving me take. No, but what I mean is because when you're only a music consumer, right? Like you could understand that type of complaint, like, oh my God, they're playing this song again. Like maybe yes, right? But then when you're someone who makes music, you kind of look at it differently. You look at it more like, okay, the fact that this song is being played means that there's something about this record that still works. And when I saw
there's none like it.
Everybody's hands go up and they stay there / say yeah, depending on whatever you land on, whatever it is. What do you call that thing where there's the thing? What's that thing? What's that internet thing where there's two different things that happen? The Mandela effect, depending on where
Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, the Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein
right?
Bears.
Wherever you land on that, when everybody's hands go up,
it looks crazy,
and they stay there and they say yeah, then you know this is why this song is.
Why do you keep saying this?
Because there's
they stay there.
No, because T-Pain came
they
out.
Say yeah.
Yeah, there's this. I know this is. I don't want
T-Pain is ruining my childhood.
So wait, you didn't hear the other one that Usher tried to get off on us?
The new one, because there's also Fine 2 and 5-2 by Lloyd.
Yeah, that one we knew for a long time. We knew for a long time.
Okay,
no one knew
which
it? One. Which one, Usher?
She's fine too, but I want you. It's not 5'2".
It's 5'2". She's a short bitch, and he's also short. But anyway,
is it that she's 5'2", but I want you, or is she's fine too?
Because it's like she's really short, but
stop messing with me. What is it really?
I don't know what it's really, but I've always took it that she's 5'2", and I'll tell you why. Because what do you mean? But what do you mean she's fine too?
Because wouldn't her being fine?
She's already fine. Why am I chasing her? That's the only reason. I just made logical.
Yeah, she's fine too, but I want you. Like a girl saying,
I'm too used to not knowing lyrics of songs, so I make up versions of everybody's song.
Okay, so she's 5'2".
I take it. That's probably wrong, but I take it as she's 5'2".
And then it's not. And they stay there?
That's what I thought.
So they say yeah.
But he says, and they say yeah.
But speaking of yeah,
but that doesn't make any sense.
No, but that doesn't make sense. And they say they're up, down, up, down.
Yeah, I know. That's
because that's what the hands go up.
Okay, what is the one Usher tried to do?
Please tell me about the Usher one. Usher in a new one.
It's 7 o'clock. Wait, what is it? You know the 7 o'clock one, right?
7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Who's in the streets? Cling, 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 cling.
Yeah, he said that's not what it is.
Now, please.
Could you let me finish it? Yeah.
You know what it is?
That's
not what it is.
What is it?
It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Who's in the streets?
He wants to know who is clearly available.
It's who's in the streets, not cruising the streets?
That's what he said.
So why does he say I got this real pretty little thing that's waiting for me?
Yeah.
Isn't he cruising the streets to her house? And then that's what he says I pulled up.
But he said, but that's what he's saying. He's like, who's in the streets? I got a pretty little thing waiting for me.
Yeah.
So why
don't the man tried to cheat and then remembered?
When you consider who's
knowing who Usher is, hold on. What is it though? This is a clip.
I don't know.
So it's cruising the streets, or who's you think it's who's it? What do you think?
What do you think?
I've always thought it was cruising the streets, but when he said it, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're gonna question. He
would
him?
say, we never said, who's out there tonight? Like, we said, like, who's out there?
Yeah,
have you ever sent out a bunch of texts, didn't get the replies you want, so you just hit up Old Reliable?
Yes.
So that's what Usher's saying.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, because he wants. Yeah.
First of all, hit it up Old Reliable, and so relating to that is actually disgusting.
It's fucking crazy.
I mean,
I'm in my drop top. Yeah. Because I'm in the drop top of myself.
I'm outside. Like, who's outside?
Who's outside tonight?
Usher, okay. Are we saying Usher's record is essentially saying he went outside, swung and missed, and then just went?
Yeah,
it's either that or he remembered, or like it was like, shit. I pulled up.
Niggas never remember. He swung and missed. He was outside. Nobody cared about his car.
Yeah, exactly. And consider the writer, which
no, but like
Jermaine.
You going? You're like, I'm gonna go out tonight, and then. Damn.
Bro, if a man says he's going out tonight and makes it outside and comes home like, I didn't want to, he's lying. Is that he went outside and nothing was there.
Or what about he wasn't going out, but he just happened to already be outside and then shit like, before, I don't even want to go home. Who's out here?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Because those ones where like, you weren't going out, but because you're already outside. And
I wasn't going to go, but if I'm out, let's do it. What's up?
Like, what's up? But then you're like, fuck, maybe I'll go home. But then that girl said because she said what? Waiting for me. She said, I got a pretty little thing.
But he says I pulled up anticipating good luck.
Wait, a pretty little thing where? At her house or his house?
He didn't. It was non-specificatory.
Yeah, you know what? Is it? I got a pretty little
thing. Is
it at his house?
I got a real pretty little thing that's waiting on me. Then he said I pulled up.
Yeah, it's her house.
Anticipating
it's her
good
house.
love.
Because he's not. I'm pulled up at my house.
I got plans to put my hands in places I've never seen. And girl, you know what I mean.
I never know what that means.
What do you mean?
So they tricked us, or they didn't.
Exactly.
Either way, that gold, white, blue, black dress. What was it? Who knows?
Exactly. Also, shout out to Mr. Vibes Cartel.
Shout out to Safari crying at a concert.
People don't understand. Here's the thing, because people were making fun of him, right?
Because but you know why?
Because it's funny.
No. Yeah, there you go. It's not because it's funny. It's because it's Safari. We gotta stop.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, of course.
His own man's just like, what's wrong with this?
No, but then his other man said, let it out. Because let it out. You didn't see that other clip? So you guys only want to pick one side of the thing and never want to look at the other side of the same clip.
Safari was in tears because what?
Bro. Oh man, why are we doing this? Why does everybody get to cry to Michael Jackson? They get to cry to Celine Dion, Prince, but fucking Backstreet Boys, Britney, like all these people, and then he can't cry to Vibes, who was locked up. And let's be honest,
did he know him? Is he happy his boy's home?
Can we be honest?
Is he happy his boy's home?
T, can we be honest?
Yeah.
T couldn't make. How does it say in the commercial? T couldn't make what?
Your commercial.
T tried to make dinner. They're talking about you. But let's be honest. When we was younger, and we knew Vibes was in jail, we didn't think he was getting out. Come on, be honest.
There was based.
Let's be honest.
Bro, I thought he killed somebody. I thought he was gonna be there for life.
That's what I'm saying.
So the understanding was we were never gonna see him on the stage
like
again.
Crazy.
Ever. That was out of our mind.
This guy came out. He didn't die, which what happens to a lot of
people, legends.
He didn't die in jail. He didn't lose his voice like Beanie Siegel. He didn't like. There's things that like. All of these things work together, and somehow this guy's out, and we care. People care. And like that's the other thing. People go away. Sometimes people don't care as much.
They don't care when they come out. They don't get. This is the same fanfare.
This is the biggest Jamaican artist out of Jamaica
of modern time.
Of modern time since Bob Marley. Listen. I'm sorry, you guys can get mad
because I know there's Buju and there's Bounty and there's Beanie and
these are all legends. They're all legends.
These guys are all great, but they all agree.
They all fuck with Vibes.
When they put their ego to the
young
side.
niggas fuck with Vibes. The old niggas fuck with Vibes. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to say.
He's the Beyonce.
Bridger.
He's the gap bridger.
He's the Beyonce. He's the Drake. He's the guy that they all know. Listen. There'll be someone say, I don't know what that Vibes is, and he's played one song. They're like, oh, that's Vibes.
Yo, people were talking about.
He has a million songs.
That his possibility of having one of his shows here, which we'll talk about his show in
he better be out here.
I know a lot of people's assumption is, it's just going to be a bunch of black people. I'm telling you,
he's a DJ.
There's going to be so many fucking white people at this event. You guys are going to be absolutely flabbergasted, hoodwinked, hollygogged.
He's got to do more than one. He's got to do more than one show. Let's just do it in the stadium.
Because he's going to have to do it in a smaller venue. But the point is that when I'm DJing and people come up to me and ask me for dancehall records, it is white people and they're asking for Vibes Cartel 98% of the time. So if he has an opportunity to perform and touch the people live and direct, it's going to be such a conundrum, such a fanfare for someone who they never thought they would ever see perform again. And
summertime,
that show in Brooklyn at the what stadium?
Barclay. Everybody have an ass. Let me get me.
Because they say that's one of the biggest Jamaican populations in the States, New York, which is true. Between that and I'm guessing Florida somewhere because it's kind of close or whatever.
He lives there now.
And he lives there. Yeah. And they don't understand why, but anyway, we all understand. I know because people are stupid.
Who are these days?
He also talked about how it's such a centralized location to go everywhere.
Yeah.
He can go to Jamaica really quickly. He can go to Europe. He's put himself
it's a good spot
strategically away from, the stuff and the life that's there in Jamaica, but also close enough to where he has to come on business. One of the highlights of that Brooklyn show really though was when he brought Neo on stage.
Yeah, that was historical.
Neo does Miss Independent, which of course the beat that he goes on with Spice for Rompin' Shop. And because the original, like,
and that record being bigger than the record, a big record being bigger than the original big record is crazy too.
Yeah, because I'll tell you this.
That's a Tracee Ellis Ross and her mom.
Because that's good. That was a good call.
Is it not true?
Yeah. No, I listen.
If one's their child, one's the child, and
if I play the beat without without any vocals yet, I would stop it and say to the audience, "What song do you guys think is coming up?" Most likely,
they're gonna say the vibes.
They're gonna say vibes. Indian, white, Chinese, Asian, and everybody combined to make T.O. One of a kind. But like the fact that and especially because we all thought he didn't fuck with. That Neil didn't fuck with it because, to be honest, on Spotify, if you go on there right now, as Vybz Kartel so eloquently put it, he said it's a Timu version of it, which is like which is a really bad remake of the beat so that it could be up there legally. But
we all have the real one.
Yeah, but the thing is, since Neil did that, right? My question is, will he potentially let that version with Miss Independent on Spotify?
I think that's a good sign that it will happen. That it can happen. But if Neo doesn't have the rights to it, then
I think is it his production duo? Those guys, those white boys from Europe, Stargate, that does all his.
Wait, Stargate is two white guys?
They're like Swedish or some shit. Yeah, hold on. Let me see.
The Swedish got some producers out there.
No, they do. People that study other cultures sometimes. Yeah, it's Stargate. Yeah, wow, so the producers that pretty much made everything with him during that 2000s run, So Sick, Katy Perry's Fireworks, Beyonce's Irreplaceable, What's My Name, Diamonds, Don't Stop the Music, Only Girl in the World. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. They're from Norway, actually, to be specific. So that was probably not quite. But hopefully that can be out there. Hopefully Vybz also does a show in Toronto.
He has to.
Preferably
because he's trying to go everywhere. I heard his list of all these different,
and his daughter goes to school here.
So he gotta come here.
His daughter goes to school here.
It's gonna be madhouse when he comes here.
Yeah, hopefully it's not history, so he has to do like 3 or 4 shows.
It's Scotiabank Arena. It'll be a Scotiabank,
especially if the Rogers thing gets built. So then we know that there's space. No, that's too much. $50K, one go. I don't know, but he will fill out. He will do 20,000, 18,000.
No, he's gonna do more.
No. I'm saying minimum. So I'm saying do not put him in a history or in a rebel.
No history. No.
One day, if there's dates, because obviously it depends on if there's dates, right?
That's it.
But yeah,
or if OVO Fest comes back, maybe there's one day if they do that. I don't know. This seems like he would do OVO this year, just the way that.
Yes.
The way that the Toronto. This is the way that Drake's been moving with it, Toronto-ness, Toronto-ness of things.
No, I agree.
I feel like this would be the time for the OVO Fest to make his return.
Okay, so quickly, Drake segment.
Speaking of Drake,
we always do we always talk about Drake.
Drake,
right? He's one of the biggest artists to ever release music in contemporary times. His song Nokia, against all odds, against all probability, against bots, thoughts, and other contraceptives, has reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. A song that was not promoted by UMG in a traditional sense, a song that wasn't playlisted, a song that they didn't push the button on, if you will. This was strictly, at least from my perspective or whatever, fan engagement, fan propping. The fans really brought it.
They love it
to the level that it's at, and the fact that it is so close to number 1, only to be number 2 to the song that is being playlisted, that is being heavily radioed, that is being heavily put in places, which is Luther by Kendrick and
it's a great song.
It's a dope record, but it's just so interesting that a song that they're putting so much into that is so easy to see, and then a song that they are deliberately not putting stuff to has managed to wiggle its way through sheer will, or whatever they're letting us see, because who knows, right? But how do you guys feel about where it's risen to?
I'm just very curious to see what happens with this lawsuit, because I think that all the things we're talking about, I think goes back down to the lawsuit. I'd be very interested to see how the mechanisms of the music business work.
Yeah.
Something very, very small that we talk about even in all forms of music is that I remember this even when I was an artist.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, nobody's going to listen to you if they don't think somebody's listening to you. So there was always that measure when people would first start YouTubes, they would pay for some bot views and stuff. Yeah. So I don't think anybody is alarmed at that idea existing for new artists.
Yeah.
I think that the idea that you have to use that for established world-renowned acts is surprising.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, if I was a new artist, I had to fake, like, you remember J Soul? I don't know if you remember J Soul.
Absolutely.
Remember the J Soul thing?
Signed to Cash Money from
and that was
Wasn't like you were part of that?
One of them dudes. And that was like a fake, not fake thing, but it was like, that was very much a curated opportunity.
Experience, yeah.
And I remember being like, they had to fake, it's like you got to fake like a 250.
Yeah.
Or you're faking like a 300 because you can't make it too big.
Yeah.
You make it just small enough to make it seem like a groundswell. He had great music. Okay, boom. So if that's what it was when nobody knows you, how much are they faking? If you're a world renowned, are they faking 1 million views, 2 million?
Well,
views,
if they're doing that, which they are, but if they're doing that
to the tune of whatever they're
saying,
so
that they can get those accolades.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. To get the number one on the Billboard, to get a certain certification, if it's to
because all that's a headline, right?
All of it's a headline.
In Zeitgeist,
that is a promo. If you get number one, that is a promo. That is another promo on top of the promo that you're already doing on your own.
Which I'm not against, because I grew up in an era where artists would very openly have vlogs of themselves walking into Walmart and buying up their entire stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was cool.
Saying, do you have any copies in the back? Yeah, give me those too.
And then you'd give it away.
Yeah,
but I guess there's a difference between that and doing it with like a credit card to like not trace back to you.
It's a more efficient way.
No, absolutely. And I know a lot of people, because there is something that Universal did say in response, because I didn't want to go too deeply into that because there's still ongoing stuff at the time of writing. But one of the things that Universal said is that I hope you guys, because Drake's side was celebrating the discovery that has been allowed by the judge for them to, peruse into some of these Universal.
I want to be clear, it's not going to trial. They're not going to get Leo Corin to do a deposition. Yeah, if they're a day before, if they get to even a day before.
You mean Lucien in this case?
Sorry, my apologies. Lucien Green. But none of these guys are going to talk on oath. Because remember, a deposition, it's recorded.
Yeah.
Anybody in that room could leak it.
Yeah.
And technically, you're not, like, you know what I mean? Like, all it can do is hurt you if you're saying crazy stuff.
No, absolutely.
Or if you're telling, and you're under oath, you can't lie.
Yeah.
And because deposition can be held against you in court. If they get to a day before, he's going to call and say, okay, settle, stop this.
Which they've already rumors of settlage, but settlage, I don't know if that's a real word.
I heard a rumor of $250 million.
$250 million.
I'm not budging if I'm Drake. If what Drake is saying is even 1% true, and you undercut my value,
that's not enough money.
While also trying to secure and build up my replacement and show him your value to get him to double down on you, $250 million is not enough.
I disagree, because the $250 million.
I need a piece of this building. I need to understand what these French people doing over here.
Yeah, because Vivendi. But the $250 million wouldn't be anything to do with his new deal. It would just be about the settlement.
You want to pay me to not have you guys open up
the can of worms, bro? But
Prince died for this.
Yeah, I know. But
there's many artists that have tried this and failed.
It's a little bit different. But what I would say is,
if you pay me, you pay me for them.
No, I understand, but that's optics. But the point is that as it stands right now, Universal is saying, what Universal is saying is that if you want to open these cans of worms, you better be careful about what you're going to find. Which the sentiment is that they're going to find that the things, which is something that has been kind of floating around for a while, which is the things that you are blaming us for doing for him is things that have been done for you. So they're basically saying that once you open that can of worms, you're going to see everything, and make sure that you understand that's what's going to, but they're using that as a threat. But the thing with Drake and his camp, unfortunately, because they're the artist and the creator, they don't necessarily need to be scared of that, because the argument could be, well, I didn't tell you to do that for my stuff. Easy. Like, I didn't tell you guys to prop up these things. I wanted it to be legitimate. But so that's going to be the equilibrium. And
another scary thing is going to be if he says, okay, fine, but now I definitely don't want you guys to have this, because how'd you guys just decide not to do it for me this time?
Well, you'd have to prove that they're not doing it for him and for what medium? We talking about for radio? You talking about for streams?
No, just in general. I went head to head with one of your guys. He washed me
in a battle. Song.
No. In terms of numbers, right? Not like us went crazy. Meet the Grams didn't go nowhere. I thought that was a good record. The guy ate me up in a day. Like I don't know if Universal was even part of that release schedule. I don't think so. But if I'm an artist and I put stuff through Spotify, I don't know what that process looks like.
Right.
If the label's monetizing these things, I don't know what that process looks like.
Yeah.
So we look at all these things. Do I think?
No, come on with it. Do I think?
I don't think there's any version of this that hurts Drake more than Universal.
Well,
because I don't think Drake loses a single fan.
Except public versus
perception. What worse of public perception can you have?
It's just people. Just idiots.
Yeah, but those people doesn't hurt Drake at all.
They're not his fans,
bro. This was what we just said about Nokia is why if I'm Drake, I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah. So this is what.
What are they gonna do?
This is what Drake's people said in response to what Universal said about the opening the can of worms. It said UMG's latest statement is a desperate attempt to spin the narrative and deflect from the truth. Drake is holding the largest music conglomerate in the world accountable for his actions and doing so without fear. We dismissed the Texas discovery action because discovery will not proceed in New York. That's not retreat. That's victory. UMG dismissed its First Amendment petition in Texas because it has no claim. That's losing, and UMG knows the case against this only gets stronger. Drake welcomes discovery and has nothing to hide. Well, of course, his side has nothing to hide. It's not Drake who should worry. It's UMG's current leadership. We look forward to hearing from Lucien Grange, from John Janik, and UMG employees under oath.
And let me tell you something. You see, if I'm John Janik, you're never getting me in a room.
And one thing,
I don't care what it costs.
One thing they said that's part of the evidence is Lucien Grange and Dr. Dre high-fiving at Kendrick's Grammy, accepting when he won.
Because, bro, you can bring in hearsay. Hey, did you say this to this person? I don't know who overheard this. I don't know what my security person is saying. I don't know my secretary.
Yeah.
If I'm Lucien, I cannot afford to sit down in there.
Yeah.
Even just the 4 hours it'll take for these guys to ask me questions is a waste of money. Pay the man and get this done.
Yeah.
So all that happened is I'm sure Lucien went to them and said, guys, I'm never doing discovery. And he said, don't worry, we can scare him off.
Yeah.
Then it went again.
Flipping the script, saying what you're scared to find about your own stuff. So fine. Let's say the rumor of 250 is true or false. What number do you think Drake caves to? Strictly numerical. That's very unfair because you're talking about legacy acts.
No. How much is it worth?
You want the worth of
that can't. No, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna do that.
Hold on.
2 point. No.
Something billion.
UMG, Universal Music Group, had a revenue in 2021 of $13 billion.
Yes, because you're talking about legacy acts. Their current valuation, their last valuation was $46 billion.
Yeah, I was say $44 billion.
How much do you think?
They went public in 2021. They have a $46 billion revenue, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I need a bill.
Okay, their market cap is, about market cap, is $69 billion.
Jesus Christ.
$69 billion?
Market cap. 396th most valuable company in the world. Just company.
46 billion?
With a 69 cap.
10% would be $4 billion.
Give me the 5% would be $2. Give me the low end that you would take, that he should take.
$1.5 billion.
1.5, nigga.
$1.5 billion.
So basically, he needs double
2.5% of their existing market cap, and I'll stop this right now.
Universal will come back with a $600 million.
No, you're worth 46. You're worth. Hold on. Your market cap is $69 billion worth $46 billion.
Any smart person knows that's not liquid.
And I'm catching you cheating.
But that's not. That's not money that they have liquid.
Your Universal Music Group. If I offer this death blow to you, how many investors pull out? How many competitors say, let's start go buy these guys for pieces? The same way you got here.
Yes.
If I show them that this is your weakness, how many people start to unravel? How many competing labels start to say, "Yo, you drowned our artist"? Bro,
the other two.
This is this is like, what this is like?
What is it like?
This is like there was one time there was this movie. It was called Runaway Jury. It was an incredible film, and they were talking about a case. It was like a gun manufacturer's case.
Yeah, gun money.
And they were paying a lot of money to stop this woman from suing the gun manufacturers. It's like, okay, a man used a gun, but I'm suing the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And there's a scene when the guy says, you can't lose this case because if she wins, the amount of people that will come to your door knocking off this precedent alone
will be
ends you. So you can't lose.
I was gonna watch this,
brother.
I'm gonna watch it.
That is what this is. If Drake can pull this off, And he it's like the 300 thing. If he can make, as they say, God bleed.
Yeah.
You don't have to need, as my mom would say, you don't need book and pencil to know what's going to happen next. It would be over. So with that being said, I can never sit in a room, guys, and you know that.
Yeah, my time, no way.
You're clear to go up to 2%. Get him out of here.
Okay, well, hey, we heard a lot. That's going to be the prediction.
We do $13 billion in revenue every year. That is, I'm asking you to be able to give him 10% of our revenue. That's profit money.
Yeah. So
get him out of here.
So here's the question then.
Get him out of here.
Is that contingent upon if he signs back with them, or is that just a blanket thing that is extra?
No, it's the devil signing the devil.
Yeah.
I will pay you to shut up, but you stay. I make money off of you after this.
Yes,
that's the deal.
Yes.
That's the deal.
That's what I see.
I can't pay you in walking. Are you crazy?
No.
Because I don't know what you're gonna go tell people.
Yeah, if it's walking, then it'll be low. It'll be then you maybe
you want to walk? Yeah, 600 million.
Yeah,
600 million to walk.
Then
Okay.
But to stay and we keep this thing going, and we understand what happened,
and we're not gonna do that again.
Final question about
$1.5
that.
billion, and let's walk away.
Is that $1.5 billion undisclosed amount that no one ever hears about?
Settlement. Don't ever tell nobody about this. Just tell everybody that we came to an agreement. The day before my deposition, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Lucian book for deposition on Wednesday. Tuesday, you're gonna see a press release. By Thursday, they might do a joint press conference, and I will know.
Yeah, if they worked it out, if they worked it out, and Drake is still there, he got that bill plus.
Easy.
That nigga is not under that and signing to continue on. That's not happening. Okay, I'm sorry.
So basically, the 250 is laughable if it's real.
250 is comedic because Drake probably generates 250 in annual revenue for these guys.
Yeah.
A year. I would honestly say Drake is probably worth $250 million to these guys. Just by being on the roster.
Yes. Even though
his legacy music and the new stuff he does.
Yeah. Okay.
He's worth $250 million to them every year.
God's plan, nigga.
You're giving me
That's
me?
fair.
No, I don't want me. I want you.
Yeah, I want. Yes. Oh wow, that's very good. That's very good. That's very true. That's very true.
And when he signs back on, and you'll see what that Nokia does right after that.
Nokia will stay number one for the next year.
Drake's at a point now where he's like, whatever next deal you give me,
they might drop the Nokia phone. Throwback Nokia phone.
You don't have to recoup that money.
Yeah,
you have been making money off of me.
Yeah, it's a very different deal.
I'm just eating into the profit you've been had off of me.
Yes.
Because you picked the wrong horse. I know I've made you guys more money than Kendrick. It shouldn't even have come to this.
Yes, but it did.
And I understand Drake saying, I'm your favorite son. I've been your favorite son. There's a reason for that. You didn't just pick me. I've been making you money. I've been a crossover star. Okay? I got in trouble. I got out of it when I needed to. I kept my image a certain type of clean to be able to operate in certain ways. And y'all let this man come, call me a pedophile, ruin my entire year. I probably had a rollout ready for this year. I've been on tour.
Which is all that's in the case.
I had an album I wanted to drop. Y'all did this. I dropped No Face. You guys freaking killed that record on arrival.
Yo, that record is
y'all made this happen to me?
Yeah, to me.
Yes, he is Denzel Washington.
You did this to me?
I'm the police.
You did this to me?
I run shit here. Y'all just live here.
Y'all just live here.
That's it, fam.
Type shit.
That is it.
No, for real.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I really will have you making shoes in Pelican Bay, fam.
Don't make me
tear this down, bro.
No, you're right.
Give me my money and tell me you'll never do it again.
I'll put cases on all you.
And he is putting cases on
bro. Yes, because if I'm Drake, I understand, bro. You guys are multi-billionaires, and that's fine.
Yeah,
and you're allowed.
But don't play with me because I'm the reason why.
Don't act like I'm nobody.
And at the end of the day, we need to see this. I would love for NBA players to do that. NBA players that go around saying, I'm the face of the league, I've been this, I've been that, I've been this, I've been that, and I can't put together an investor group that lets you let me buy a team.
Wait, first of all, let me tell you, if we're going to get there.
You know what I'm saying?
The NBA owes LeBron James a whole lot of money.
Bro,
a whole lot of money.
You won't let me put together the investor group that lets me own a team?
Is that real? Is that true? Did that happen?
Well, he's just saying LeBron hasn't tried.
But he
Michael Jordan being the only guy to come back on an ownership team. Yeah. Kevin Garnett had to fight the guy in Minnesota because the guy in Minnesota said, Kevin, I'll give you an ownership percentage.
Yeah.
And then when he was going to go sell the team,
oh Lord,
he said, sorry, Kevin, there's no money here for you. Are you crazy? We were in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I was the big ticket.
What do you think that name's for?
Come on, fam.
Right.
I'm gonna make you billions of dollars, and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I paid
if
your
LeBron
salary."
Don't get that
we
Vegas,
know what this is.
If LeBron don't get that Vegas, then we know what's up.
So,
because that's a
fact. Did you guys hear the rumor that that David Stern owned a team or a piece of a team?
I never heard. No, it was the NBA. Wait, you're talking about the New Orleans stuff?
Yes,
I thought it was the NBA that owned. NBA owned.
Is that what it is? Because they're talking.
Still.
Because what's his name? Adam Silver was talking about.
So he could never veto. He could never veto.
Okay, so yeah, because he was saying that he could never veto any trades, and then people's point of contention.
But David Stern did it.
That David Stern did it, and apparently David Stern did it because he owned a piece of New Orleans. Is that or yeah?
It's such a complicated thing. But they're saying that the NBA. All I heard was the NBA.
So you're saying that it's the NBA owned it?
Yeah,
because they're saying that it was David Stern that.
Yeah,
owned
the
it.
NBA did.
And then they did away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're basically want to know
at that time. At that time,
there was
no.
Y'all might say something. David Stern knew how to build a business.
Oh, I mean,
he knew how to build.
He
a business.
did. I mean, it was where
he knew how to build a business. He knew how to get corporate sponsorships.
Yeah.
Part of the reason these guys can like wear whatever they want to games now is because David Stern for 10 years said y'all dudes better show up in business suits because I'm trying to sell this stuff to AOL. I'm trying to sell this stuff to Dell. There's certain marketing we're trying to get, and AOL. I can't do that with y'all showing up in these retro jerseys. Yeah. Because they don't know. Like, yes, I know that you guys aren't thugs. Y'all look really close to it, and I'm not trying to explain this in these business meetings. Show up in a suit, or I'm finding you.
Right.
That's what we on.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny Martin said it perfect. Kenny Martin said he had a meeting with David Stern where David Stern said, "Son, if you do this again, you will not be playing in this league."
Fuck.
Well, and that's why niggas got even
you will not be
thousands of more
in
tattoos
league.
on because they're like, all right, we're gonna tattoo the blood clot self.
Bro, if you could tell me that, if you continue, bro, you're not even the owner of my team. I didn't even know I worked for you.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're the boss? No, I'm the boss. I'm the boss of the boss.
Bro, imagine I work for a team and the owner says, "Hey, Kenyon, I got you, but David wants to talk to you." All right, you're the commissioner. You're selected by the owners. You're supposed to work for them. Right. How do I walk into your office? You say, "If you continue with this behavior, you will not be playing in this league," which essentially means, yo, not only will I get that dude who sent you here to cut you, I'm going to call everyone. They will not hire you.
No one's picking you up.
No one is bigger than the badge.
Right. And
I get that, but then we're at a point now where I want to start seeing some of the players that built that badge have an opportunity to own a chunk of it.
His name
I feel the same way about music.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't help that Michael Jordan owned the team and that place was god awful.
Yeah, apparently David Stern said that he blocked the trade for basketball reasons. That was because they called him the de facto owner of the New Orleans Hornets. So I don't know what that means. What does a de facto owner
I think
even
like
mean?
I think
it was a league owned team for it because it wasn't making money before they were able to offload
it's like the whole team. It's like the whole league owns it, and because now the responsibility is now him saying yes or no. It's like I don't know. In good conscience, he could have been like,
yeah.
Because then people would get at him like, wait, you made this happen.
The NHL had a team that they owned because no owner was able to come in and make it profitable. Yeah. And then the guy came and brought it. And
that was in Las Vegas. Who was it?
It was the Atlanta Thrashers, I want to say.
Wow. They still exist?
No, that's the guy who bought it and brought them to Winnipeg.
Right.
Oh, Thrashers.
Winnipeg's team is called what?
The Jets.
The Jets.
I could be wrong about it being Atlanta, or was it the Arizona Coyotes? I think Arizona's still there, but Arizona was owned by the league for a little bit before they got a guy in.
Yeah,
I never thought
hockey wasn't making
that.
money in that Sun Belt expansion for a little while. Tampa was making money. Atlanta was not making money. Mm-hmm. Florida made money. Phoenix was having a hard time, and so too was I think that Atlanta.
Because it's hot there,
right? So okay, so let's end it off on basketball then. The first question I have for you is what Paul Pierce said first about if this year, if what's his name wins the champion, if Steph and them win, he's saying we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations about LeBron because of how many championships were won by Steph during the LeBron era, which is 5. So would end up being 5. Uh-huh. What do you say about that?
He's wilding.
Sorry, it was the Arizona Coyotes that got brought to Winnipeg. I just want to be factual.
Okay.
He's wilding. And I'll tell you why he's wilding. I think 2 things could be true, and I also think that the disrespect of LeBron has to stop. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Yes,
okay, 2 things could be true.
What I'm saying is, if Steph Curry was to win a championship this year
specifically, yes.
This would elevate him to a whole new level.
Okay.
That will not diminish
LeBron. Basically saying that we're gonna
because
have
that makes no sense. Because the reason why it makes no sense is because these leaders, these commentators, they are very selective as to what criteria makes somebody great or elevate over somebody else.
Yeah.
They decide when championships matter, then it changes for somebody else. It's not championships. It's about clutchness. Then it changes from that. It's about team success. Then it changes from that. And how much MVPs these were. And then it changes from that. That you stay on the same team. Then it changes from that. Like, there's too many different variations of criteria as to why they want to elevate somebody over somebody else. I think this is just another propaganda statement to try to bring down LeBron. Because what the fuck does that have to do with LeBron?
Because they're saying that because if this is LeBron's era and Steph
it's not LeBron's era. They got to stop this too.
Okay, well,
because you know what, LeBron should have stopped playing fucking 10 years ago. So then you guys can stop saying this dumb shit. 10 years ago. No. He should have went. No. He should. You know when he should have finished?
Yeah.
When he went to Cleveland, won that ring, and turned it off.
Okay.
Because then you guys don't get to use the fact that my greatness since that championship is being taken for granted.
Yes.
And they take for granted him winning in the fucking bubble, even though smart people
say that it's really
that's the most difficult thing. Niggas was fucking dying and getting sick and couldn't come to fucking get
niggas was hooping,
and niggas was still playing and they had to be stuck in a room like jail. Like it was like jail. They said. They said it was like jail. You were stayed in a room. You had to quarantine. All this type of stuff.
That's fucking insane.
That makes basketball easier. That makes the championship easier. Or when they go, oh, well, some players didn't want to play. I don't fucking care. You're only saying they don't want to play because they lost. People always say that about people. They didn't. We talked about this long time ago on the pod about like when a young player. It's tired. What do we say? They're tired. He's giving his all. He's laying it out on the line. Anthony Edwards lost last year in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Against Luka and them, right? Mm-hmm. Anthony said the reason why he played the way he played. You remember what he said?
No, what did he say?
He said he was tired.
Oh.
So can I ask you, Trevor? Be honest. If LeBron plays a game and he goes in the post interview and says,
post-game,
man, you know what I mean? We did what we did, but I was really tired. What do you think will happen?
There'll be headlines for the next 2 weeks.
What do you think they'll say? Personally. If he says he was tired. I'm not LeBron at 26, 27, 28. I'm saying LeBron at 40. Now LeBron at 39, LeBron at 40. If he said he was tired as to why he didn't perform his best, what do you think people will say?
Paul Pierce is the guy who said this, right? Mm-hmm. This is my position on this. And these guys are competitive. We're going to have uncomfortable conversations.
He's still mad about what LeBron did. Yeah.
2012.
There you go.
Boston up 3-2.
There you go.
Chris Bosh out.
There you go.
Yes.
Just Bron and Dwayne Wade.
Fuck.
And not a full, healthy Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
73% shooting.
There you go.
15 rebounds.
There you go.
10 straight shots after his first miss.
Himself.
Missed his first shot, and then he proceeded to hit 10 straight.
And he did it every way.
45 points.
Fadeaways.
15 rebounds.
3-pointers.
He played every single minute of the first half.
Dunks.
In the halftime, they're like, LeBron, how are you doing? He goes, well, it was the one time he went to Boston and felt nothing. Man said, well, we can't be, it's an elimination game. We have to perform. We have to deliver. I plan on playing every single minute of the second half. The only reason LeBron didn't play the entire second half.
Tell them.
Because they were up 20.
There you go.
With 3 minutes to go.
And
Eric Spoelstra had the good sense to say, I should probably let this guy sit down.
You might want to sit down for this.
When the guy who was on the court for that evisceration.
Yes.
It was bad.
Has the goal.
Because it was an evisceration.
I watched it the other day. I watched the clips again.
Bro, that's where the demon look comes from. Remember the demon look when
Yes.
It's a video game. It was an actual video game.
When you're on the court for that evisceration.
Yes.
You can always
You need to show some respect. That's all I'm saying. And Paul Pierce is the one who came out and said he had a better career than Dwayne Wade. Paul Pierce has been.
He's just saying wild shit.
There are things about that Heat situation that he didn't like because he won that title
and was gassed.
Went back, lost,
and
then the Heat just ruined his entire what he thought was going to be part of his career.
Was going to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be mad too.
Okay.
But we're not going to lie. That's what we're not going to do.
What we can't do is just
we're gonna
tell
clearly.
fables.
We're not going to
because
we're not going to.
I'll put it this way. What LeBron did to Boston that year was so complete, so total, so so clear, so easy to understand.
Yeah.
Ray Allen said, "You know what, guys?
I'm coming to that team.
This has been so fun.
We did it.
I think I'm gonna just leave though and go, bro. It was KD before KD.
Yeah. And that's
he was older. He was a spot up but Ray Allen was a big part of that big three. He was,
right? Yeah.
So,
you know, after that, he didn't play ball again.
Steph Curry is.
Wait, no. Does anybody know? And teams were trying to get Ray. Teams, I remember that offseason. Teams were trying to get Ray, and he's like, I'm done. That's it.
So, what does he want us to say? Okay, Steph Curry. Let's do it. I love Steph, but let's do it. They're making us do it. Let's do it. Steph Curry wins his first title because Kevin Love dislocates his shoulder.
I watched it get
Kyrie Irving had a scope in his knee.
He couldn't play the rest of the series.
Cleveland was still up 2-1
by himself
before it fell apart, and they were being coached by David Blatt.
And his second best player was who?
J.R. Smith.
No, Deladova.
The Deli?
The Deli.
All right.
Continue.
The year after,
what happened?
Cleveland wins after being down 3-1.
Okay,
Steph Curry has an absolute howler. If LeBron James had that stat line, they'd be doing to him what they did to him in Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking
Also, I want to point out, guys,
This is what I'm talking about.
of Steph Curry's championships, he's only won Finals MVP once.
Yeah. Andre Iguodala won
That's
that first.
so what? This is what? No. That's my point. This is my point.
We got to be honest about
This
that.
is my point. Why are they? This revisionist history stuff has
It's
to
nuts.
stop. It has
Because
to
we
stop.
give KD no credit for being the best player
Zero
on
credit.
those teams.
Zero
Two
credit.
of Steph's titles, he wasn't carried. They did it like he wasn't carried. I'm not going to be disrespectful.
No, I understand, but
you're right.
Wasn't the
Kevin
instrument-
Durant
he
won
wasn't the
Finals MVP. He was
instrumental-
averaging like 30 points.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody said, "Oh, Steph could have done that,"
But he didn't.
he didn't win MVP the first time.
No, Andre.
He wasn't enough to keep them from getting gentlemen swept the second time.
Correct.
Gentlemen sweep.
Then we have the Kevin Durant years.
Kevin Durant won those.
Then I know everybody wants to say the thing about the Raptors.
Yeah,
And man, bro, wouldn't that have been Steph's time?
Yes,
that would have been the time
to say
yes,
yes.
yes.
By the way, and I love Steph. By the way, Steph played. Go ahead.
That's
bro.
That's
You
You
think- all
think if
games.
LeBron faced, oh man,
Bro, all games. He played all games. Okay, then
They would have killed LeBron.
I will give him this.
Yeah, okay.
The Boston one.
Okay.
They were down 2-1. He fought for that.
He did that.
Steph earns that.
He did that.
Legacy defining moment.
That's him.
And that's what puts him in this conversation.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Come on. Enough.
I want to give you LeBron has Detroit as a playoff moment.
Boom.
Yeah.
Bro, that was in 2007.
Can you guys think about that before you start making up all this bullshit about 2025? Continue.
LeBron has whatever, man.
No, say it. We're from here. You can say that name. LeBron has LeBronto. Go ahead.
Bro, no, it's it's part
ahead.
of our history. It's okay. It's okay.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
So
He did. Do you guys remember Indiana Pacers? Do you remember who was on that team? Who was a superstar on that team that was supposed to?
bro, do you guys forget when
Paul George?
Paul George dunked on Birdman and
Yeah.
LeBron said, "Oh yeah, we can't let this happen anymore."
Do you guys remember that?
He daps him up and then turned it on.
yeah.
So he has that Miami run.
You remember what he did to the MVP Derrick Rose?
He has that Miami run. People talk about, LeBron missed the three. Chris Bosh got the rebound, kicked out to Ray Allen. Ray Allen saved LeBron's career. LeBron made 7 shots before that.
Exactly.
And do you know how much he scored in the OT? Why are we
revisionist.
This is what we doing.
history.
Okay.
It's just dumb. It's
Histoire
really dumb.
revisionism.
LeBron went, like we know, we went to Cleveland. They lost the first year against Golden State because, his team imploded.
Yeah.
He comes back from down 3-1.
Wait. Are you just Are you glossing over that and his team imploded that he had 51 points? Are you that he had one? Are you talking about that?
No, not that one. I'm not even there yet.
Oh.
I'm at the first time. I'm at when he lost to young Golden State.
Okay, don't.
Then he has the return, the 3-1 down.
Yes.
Guys, in the 3-1 down comeback,
Oh, my Jesus.
in Game 6 in Cleveland, there was a game where him and Kyrie Irving both have 45 plus points. The difference with Kyrie Irving's 45 is that LeBron also decided to add in 12 rebounds
and
like 8 assists.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So he does that.
And he's out the point guard. Go
Then
ahead.
Voltron assembles.
Voltron.
And I can't lie. Golden State random. Bro, it was
Draymond
hard to watch ball.
called. You heard the story. Draymond called
KD.
Can't
let this happen
in
ever
the
again.
parking lot. That's how.
Can't let this happen ever
I said
again.
we need you.
Can't let this happen ever again.
That's how it
okay.
happened.
Well, that's
Okay. Then LeBron has 2018 LeBronto.
Oh my God.
Where honestly,
No matter what the Raptors did, the Raptors were number 1. Raptors were number 2. Raptors were like.
I'm telling you right now,
didn't matter.
2018 LeBron James changed DeMar DeRozan's life.
Yeah.
Oh, you better believe
Yeah,
it.
Because
it's
bro,
scarred,
it's like
man.
I think Masai was there. Like, there's nothing that can be done. I don't even think he thought Kawhi would work. I think he just didn't want to see these guys no more because he couldn't believe what was going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything he did went in, bro.
Okay, Then LeBron has, and I think people forget because it was COVID. Bro, the bubble was some of the best playoff basketball.
Yeah, people were going fucking insane.
No, it's
people forget the Spider. He's in Cleveland now. Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray,
going absolutely
berserk. Yes.
Yeah. He had to deal with that.
He won there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's revisionist history.
But it's really annoying though.
Yeah, but
it's like really annoying because because Steph Curry is one of my favorite basketball players ever. Like he's literally.
So if Steph wins, first of all, I want to be clear about this. I think Houston shocks the world by taking Golden State's scalp. I think they sweep them.
And that would be a shock.
I think they
scalp them. That would be.
I think they scalp them.
Yo, clip that because that is a.
I think they scalp them.
If they do that,
I think they send a message to the whole because everybody's like, "Oh, Houston,
they think it's a wash."
I think they send a message.
They say Houston's supposed to get washed.
Scalp them boys.
Whoa!
I actually believe that. I think they scalped them and shoot them.
Wow! I gotta see that, bro. That I don't know about that one, but because that would be stunning.
Offensively, Golden State really does just have two mans.
Let's put some theories out there. Brooks and Draymond, they going down.
They're gonna fight it. They're gonna fight.
That's gonna be.
It's going down. It's going down.
They're gonna fight.
Saga City. It's going down. It's going down.
But no, I honestly think Houston sweeps them and sends a message.
Sweep, straight, not gentlemen, just straight
sweep. I think game one.
Okay, if we do that, you know what's gonna happen. You know what we have to do, right? You got that's a big blow to Steph Curry's career, though.
Because then you'd have to put it the other way.
Because now you guys enough of this. He gets swept.
Braun's been swept.
He has in the first. Has Braun ever been first in the first round?
Yeah, that's the question you'd have to ask. First
round,
actually,
he's never lost in the first round. So how about that?
I think he swept out. Yeah, but if
he has Butler now.
If losing in the play-in,
get swept.
If losing, remember Golden State couldn't make
Butler. No,
remember Golden State couldn't make it out of the play-in. They were 0-3 in the play-in before this year. That didn't hurt Steph's legacy.
But now I know, which is wrong.
But I understand because that 2022 championship said a lot because people thought it was over.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a lot of credit for him, and he was the best player on that team by far, and carried them. He did what he had to do.
I understand. Okay.
Well, don't say by far because he got MVP votes. Wiggins was very close.
No, Wiggo was.
He went crazy.
Steph Curry was a flamethrower.
There were games.
Steph Curry did.
He carried some games.
No.
I know that.
That's where this was born.
I'm a Steph guy, so don't tell me that. But Wiggins, they were questioning about. They were watching these games. They're like, yo, Wiggins could get MVP. They said, if Wiggins gets MVP over Curry, look at what they're talking about. They're like, yo, that's gonna be a blow to Curry.
But yeah, I think Paul Pierce is off. I think he's not hurt, but like you can't do that, bro. No, the man has one of his career-defining legacy moments on your head top.
Yeah, you can't. You'll never be able to speak in proper perspective, bro.
Because you were there, you could have stopped it, bro.
If you're there and you couldn't stop it,
and it's the truth, right? The truth.
Yeah.
And some people argue that was all Paul Pierce's fault because if you remember, the prior game that put Boston up 3-2 was Paul Pierce hitting the three in LeBron's face.
Yes, that's right.
Paul Pierce, you did this to yourself.
Yo, LeBron doesn't forget those type of things. Like LeBron doesn't forget those type of things. It's like I hope Stephen A. Smith says something crazy again to LeBron.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So he can go crazy.
Okay,
but
that's okay.
That's it. That's my take. That's a hard take.
No, for sure. I wanted to do the Mount Rushmores quick.
Do quick. The Toronto one.
So the Mount Rushmore of hip hop one.
They look pretty cool.
Okay. So here's the Rushmore. I'm just gonna ask you if you agree or not. There was an original OG Rushmore of Atlanta, and it was Outkast, meaning both of them.
Oh, they put
up two.
That was the first one that I saw.
I never saw that.
And this is why it matters to have someone on me in the podcast.
Right?
There's only 4 heads.
There's only 4 heads.
Outkast take up 2 of them, or just there was
Outkast,
one head.
There was Outkast taking up 2 slots, and people didn't know who the second head was because it was a bad drawing. Then it was T.I. and Gucci. Okay?
Yeah.
Then
we can't do that.
A couple days later, Complex or whoever posted one, removed Big Boy, left Andre, added Future, T.I., Gucci. Which one makes more sense of just Atlanta?
No, the second one, listen, because I'm an Outkast guy.
I just don't want to disrespect Big Boy.
It just feels so weird.
They have to be one head. They were a group.
You have to remove both because he cemented himself in the context of the group. That's the only. I understand.
Lauryn Hill did more raps with the Fugees then, and then you guys isolate that. So I'm gonna isolate.
Fuck.
That's what you do. We can't. Yeah. We always change things for things. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Okay. I understand that.
Future does have to be on there for me.
Future has to be on there.
Because you know why? Because
y'all
he's
missing
just
somebody.
lasted so long.
No, you're
I
missing
wanted Ludacris on there, but they said that Ludacris doesn't make. They said Ludacris.
No,
outran.
Jeezy got to be on it. Enough.
And then there's a Jeezy one. Okay.
Jeezy.
All right, I'm done.
No, there was a
Is
trap.
Jeezy on over Gucci?
Some would argue that.
Is Jeezy on over Gucci? And we're saying that for sure.
Okay.
Because that would have to be the head you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, because that would be who you have to
Jeezy would have to
remove.
take out Gucci. He's not taking out T.I., he's not taking out Future, and he's not taking out Outkast.
I'm taking out Outkast.
There you go. So and this comes from an Outkast lover.
Yeah.
So
I love Outkast.
Yeah.
I'm taking out Outkast.
You're taking out Outkast and putting Jeezy!
Because you know what? Because you know what? He ran a very integral part of Atlanta music, especially from outsiders.
What do you want me to do? I'm sorry. I love Outkast.
Okay,
They're my
I will amend
favorite.
this.
Say it out loud.
This hurts.
Say it out loud.
I will amend this though. There was a trap version, and it had Gucci, T.I.,
Jeezy.
Future, and Jeezy.
Yeah,
So they had Atlanta
I'm not trying to
trap
make it easy
Mount
for ourselves.
Rushmore. I know. So let's.
Outkast is not getting taken off. I already let you get off Big
so
Boy.
you agree?
We're not getting off on
No.
I'm not accepting
Trivelle,
Outkast without
if you
Big
take
Boy.
out Big Boy, you then now
that's
you're
what I'm
watching the duo.
I don't understand why Outkast can't just be both of them as one.
Andre 3000 doesn't have enough on himself to be his only face
Only
on there.
the Love Below.
Enough.
And his feature
No,
is
it's
right.
them. It is Outkast.
I know, so then fine. Outkast, Jeezy, and Future. And then I don't know what you guys want me to do.
With T.I.
No.
T.I., no Gucci.
No, T.I.'s there. No, T.I.'s there.
Yeah, but that was the trap one. Okay, now, so are we done with that? Because we can go to
Yeah.
Then
What,
there was
the
there was
Disney
a
one?
New York. No, there's a
because
New
I'm about
York
to get
one.
pissed
Yes,
off, too.
there's a New York one.
Yeah.
Which was
I didn't see that one either.
which was Biggie,
Okay,
Jay-Z,
I agree.
Nas,
I
and
agree.
a badly done face,
Of Nicki Minaj.
Jadakiss. So
Where's 50 from?
there you go.
50
So
Cent's
the
gone.
argument is that 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj should be on there. So my question to
Remove
you.
who?
No. See,
I'm not removing anybody.
You're riding so much to the point that I
Yeah,
don't
I'm not
want to
removing
make.
anybody.
No, you have to.
No, I'm not.
Biggie's on there locked. Not moving him.
No,
Hope
he's
is
not
on
locked.
there
He's-
locked.
Hope is under lock.
No, Hope is on there
Biggie's
locked.
not under lock.
Biggie's not under lock.
Not
You said
locked.
Wait.
Hope is on. Okay, fine. Let's do what we agree.
Okay.
Hope is under locked.
Yes.
Locked. Nas is
Is
on there
Nas
locked.
under lock?
Yes. He's New York State of Mind.
I
That's
know.
his name.
I
That's the
know.
song.
You know what? Fuck it. He's locked.
So he's
Jadakiss
locked.
is not locked.
So Nas is locked.
Yes.
Yeah, Nas is locked.
Jay and
50.
Nas.
50. I don't. You guys got to fight to the death over there. 50's on there.
No, 50's on there.
Then Nicki Minaj is under too. So then we're taking off Jadakiss. We're taking off Jadakiss, and I love Jadakiss.
Yo,
but
Jadakiss top 5
his
dead or alive.
His shine is locks, just like the Outkast conversation.
Yeah. I'm taking off Jadakiss
His
because he
shine
doesn't get to have the lock.
is locks.
No. But Jada has beer by himself stuff though.
I know.
Compared to
And
Andre.
at least a duo with Styles P. Yeah. Okay.
So what do we have? We're at Biggie, Jay-Z, 50, Nicki.
No, Nas.
Whoa, Nas. I might move Biggie.
That's
So
what I'm
Biggie's
saying.
not on.
We
So you're
might
saying
have to
Nas is on
I
over
might-
Biggie.
You know what?
I'm taking
So is it
I'm
Nas,
taking Nas over
Jay,
Biggie.
50, Nicki?
Maybe being dead and
You
having
feel
a shorter.
comfortable
hold on.
having Nicki on over Biggie?
Maybe being
Because
dead.
you guys
yes.
are playing with Nicki's name.
Yes.
I'm
And
tired
we're talking
of
about
this.
longevity. Yo,
I'm tired of this.
He died.
I know.
Okay, and Nicki has beer records, beer hits.
Yo, when you die,
beer things.
you take yourself out of the conversation. Whether that's your,
No, the bullet did. I didn't do this to myself.
I know.
Then
but
put DMX on there since we're gonna just say whatever we want.
Now, but then we
Like,
get
then
into
we're gonna
that
do this.
conversation because now you start to ask
DMX
those
is
questions.
New York. New York, Tim's, and fucking the Yankee hat. Just
And
say
I know
Hov.
it's crazy because we're
He's
three
not from
Toronto
there. Where's
niggas.
LL from again?
No, he's New York too.
Here we
But
go.
but
All right.
we're talking about Rushmore. We're talking about longevity. LL did a lot. He's great. He's amazing. In fact, I look at him
I
as
think
one
we're
of the best.
glossing over. I think we're glossing over LL Cool J.
No, we can stop and
No,
talk
then
about
we're
it.
talking
No,
about eras.
absolutely.
Now we're gonna do eras, but we're talking about overallness.
All right, overallness. Okay, Jay's locked. Legacy act locked. I'm really struggling with Nas.
You can't.
The man is
Nas's
20
latest,
albums.
Nas's latest run that started in the pandemic should let you have no equivocation that Nas
Yeah,
deserves to
he's
be
been
there.
No, because the reason I'm struggling is
I
because
know,
I have to put Nas at the cost of Biggie, and I'm struggling with that.
He just got a
Yo,
fucking Grammy 2
You did
years
two
ago,
albums,
bro.
Biggie, and
His
you're
first
amazing,
one.
but yo, Nas,
He did a record with all these guys.
because you know what? Dying when you're on top gets you away from the conversation
I'm not
of having
doing
to
this, yo. I
prove
love
your
Biggie. I'm taking him
longevity. Yo, my
love Biggie. I'm
my
taking him
measure
off.
of a great artist,
Fine. Where's J. Cole from again?
North Carolina. So that would be a
Does it
different
count as a New York
conversation.
guy?
No. Even though he rides his bike up and down the pass and whatever. But yeah,
But
like,
they have that as a New York guy after that 50 record, New York State of Mind. What was he talking about then?
Oh man, I mean, he just can't make the 4. It's only 4.
Oh, Sean. Okay, we're gonna end it off with the Afrobeats Mount Rushmore.
Oh, but what about the Toronto one? I saw it.
Okay, hold on. So hold on. No, I didn't. But let's see it because it's not going to be a much argument. So let's have it. No, I didn't know about it.
It said Cardinal.
Okay.
It said Drake.
Yep.
Okay.
It said Maestro.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Choclair has to be the last.
And it said Tory Lanez.
Kanan.
That's the 4 that they had. And I don't know what.
Where's Snow from?
Jamaica, Ontario. I don't know. Wait, he's not a rapper.
That's not a bad.
I wasn't mad at the list. I thought about what you said too, but then I'm like,
because Weekend doesn't count.
And
Weekend doesn't count as a
Weekend
rapper.
doesn't count. And then people started bringing up Mishi Me, and then people started bringing up fucking like you said, Choclair, and then
No story. No, that's a good list. I have no problem with
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to be too much argue. Okay,
I'm not mad at the list.
But ending off the Afrobeats one, because we know what the first 3 are:
Burna
Davido,
Boy,
Burna Boy, WizKid.
Yeah, they're solidified.
I know people put P Square and stuff like that, but
No,
we're talking about longevity. We're talking about
Yeah, Davido, Burna Boy, WizKid. Okay, what's the fourth? What's the fourth?
I know who the fourth is.
Wait, what did they say? I didn't see this.
No, because they're asking. Oh, well, I know who it is for me. It has to be Rema. It has to be Rema.
He's
so fast, bro.
He's already there.
That's fast.
Who are you putting above it? And don't just put a woman there. I know we started with misogyny, but don't just put a woman there. What? Yemi Adelaide, fucking what's her name? Tiwa Savage. So you're just putting a woman just because? No, let's make this gender.
Bro, Rema just got here.
I know, but
he's already
because he never get his foot. He never let his foot off the gas. Okay, so who's the fourth? Olamide. Who? If you know, I know, but like he was doing it when there was no Afrobeats.
I can't do this. Rema, I love Rema.
It can't be Rema already.
It can't be Rema already. There's got to be an argument for somebody else.
It disrespects our.
I got to think about this, man.
It's Rema already.
Okay, then we'll.
He has like 3 albums.
But they're all fire.
I know. And
he's gonna be. But you're saying right now,
even one more album.
Yeah,
I just can't do it right now.
So wait, okay.
There's someone we're missing though.
Okay,
who's the dancehall for?
It's not.
Who's the dancehall for? We didn't make that up, right?
No, that's too much. That's too. Okay, let's do it now. Vibes. Sean Paul.
Yep. I know you guys don't want to.
Buju.
Oh no! I know. So wait. So hold.
And Beanie Man.
So Beanie Man. So no Elephant Man. No Bounty Killer. No.
Oh my! You feel good about that?
Yo,
no, I feel terrible. This is a rush, and I'm not making. No, I need time to live.
Popcorn not on your list nowhere.
Wait, you said nowhere. This is the 4 Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. We're putting a lot of names before. We didn't say nothing about Popcorn.
Popcorn can't be on the 4.
Mount Rushmore
of all time.
I love Elephant Man, and apparently Elephant Man's on Lil Wayne's new Carter album, but that's neither here nor there.
Yo, he's like Rema. I don't know if I can put him in.
Give me them again.
Vibes.
Sean.
Hold on.
Oh my God! I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm out.
He lasted too long.
I'm out.
Hold
on.
Oh fuck. Yo,
because we're talking about overall. We're not talking about the best lyricists.
You got a record with Beyonce and Sia,
and he's still active today.
Hold on.
He always tours. He's always touring.
All right, so you have Vibes. You have Sean.
Beanie Man. And now we wait. Is Buju? But you don't put Buju's not dancehall. Do we consider that dancehall?
No.
Okay, so I'm okay with that.
Okay, so
there's Mavado.
Yeah, Mavado. That's what I was saying. Are we putting Sean's over Mavado for sure?
Well, no, but I put Mavado with him.
I put Mavado with him is insane.
So wait, what about Bounty Killer?
And what about Mr. Vegas?
I know I said that, but you guys ignored me. That's horrible. Wait, what about Spice?
Holy shit!
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know what?
She might.
Spice got to be on it, yo. I changed my mind.
Holy shit!
Spice got to be on it.
And no Shaba, right?
All right,
ladies and gentlemen, we are going to revisit the Mount Rushmore.
Wait, no Shaggy too, right?
No,
for dancehall?
No, I won't put him there.
For dancehall, no.
Because he almost transcended it in a way.
Yo, Spice is on it, yo. We got to check off on the nigga. I'll be honest. No, I know. Spice, we play.
I don't know why I'm struggling with Sean Paul. I consider Sean Paul a pop act.
And that's fair.
But he's dancehall, bro.
Under the guise of dancehall.
Just give me the fucking every record. All his biggest records is dancehall.
Everything is.
Oh, that's the other thing you got to think about.
Of everything.
All his biggest records are dancehall records.
Yeah.
Like that. We be burning a cut.
Temperature.
Nobody
He's the first one to hit top Billboard.
Yeah. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom.
I really care what the people say. I really care what they want to.
Top 4.
But we're talking about Mount Rushmore.
I'm just throwing out names. I want to see where we're at with it.
No, he can't be. He can't be in the 4. He's great though.
All right, so Beanie Man has to be on this list.
Yeah, he has to be on this. He's
Beanie Man,
he's the gal them sugar.
Does Elephant Man have to be on this list?
No, even though he should.
He
But
doesn't
that's
have
like
to
my
be, but
ludicrous. That's my ludicrous Atlanta conversation.
Elephant Man doesn't have to be on this list.
No, he
For one of the biggest songs of all time.
Summer's on us. That's will never die.
I agree.
No, Elephant Man. You know what? Actually, my mind. No, here it is. Vibes, Spice, Elephant Man, Sean Paul. Oh no, shit. Wait, I forgot to say Beanie Man. Sorry. Beanie Man, Vibes, Spice, Elephant Man. You know what? I might not put a Sean. Oh no, I can't. No, Sean Paul.
Elephant Man. He's my favorite probably dance artist, but I have to be. I'm trying to be objective.
You can't not have Sean. Yo, this is bad. Yo, who do y'all think should be on the floor,
right,
yo?
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna come with
Who do you guys have Jukial and Ponder River?
I know.
No, he's got to be on the list.
No,
he's got to be on.
Ponder River.
But Vibes would say he should
Willie
be on.
Bounce. No, I get it.
Would Vibes say he should be on the list though?
That's a good question.
I don't know if Vibes would think.
But Vibes said that if he walks down the street with him and Sean Paul, he's getting more looks than Sean Paul. So that's all I know. He knows he's more superior than in Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen.
But Jamaica's such a small island.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you had a nice time.
Next time we're going to talk to you about Sinners. I'm watching Sinners today. I'm watching Sinners today.
Jonathan Majors, Magazine Dream.
No one can hear Mike.
I watched. Oh, you turned it off?
No, his mic is to the back of
Jonathan Majors. That movie was flawless.
Absolutely amazing.
It was
one of the best acting performances
of a long time.
Oh God,
of a long time.
He was locked in. He was locked in.
Marvel, bring him back.
And Keke Palmer had to remove him from that episode. It never came out because everybody was complaining.
Hi there. If you've made it to the end of this podcast, I want to take this time out to thank you for listening to another one of You Might Want to Sit Down for This. I also like to take this time out to apologize. I know that this episode, my voice that usually sounds like this, normal, sultry, and great, it sounded like you were listening through a tin cup or on AM radio. I would like to sincerely apologize, and that will not happen again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, love, adore, and worship everything that is You Might Want to Sit Down for This. On the road to 100 episodes, I would like to take this time out to bless you for lending us your...
This concludes our broadcast.
You might want to sit down for this.